The following sports broadcast is a special presentation of Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. It's time for the excitement of West Virginia high school basketball. Today's high school basketball broadcast is being brought to you by
Smallwood and Small Insurance, 121 Administrative Drive, Martinsburg. Cider Press Restaurant, just off Exit 5 Inwood. Trips Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring, 6342 Winchester Avenue, Inwood. Chris Ross with Milestone Realty, 105 Tavern Road, Martinsburg. The Mortgage Center, 115 Aikens Center, Martinsburg. Dynamark Atlantic Security, your local alarm professional. Ollie's VIP North Side at 36 Veronica Drive, Martinsburg. Arndt McBee Insurance, Martinsburg and Berkeley Springs. And D&N Auto Specialist off Tavern Road, Martinsburg.
And now, let's go courtside and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team with today's pregame show.
And a very pleasant good evening across the Eastern Panhandle, wherever you may be tuning in. Welcome into West Virginia high school basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. It's the Washington Patriots and Spring Mills taking on the Cardinals. For Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 Sports, I am Matt Crawford. To my left or right, depending on which way you're watching, is Matt Miller. John Alderton, our TV 10 cameraman, and Colin McLaughlin is back at the studio. Matt, the Patriots come in 2-1, winners of 2 in a row, while on the flip side, the homestanding Spring Mills Cardinals, they're 0-2, but they have been very close losses. They're trying to get in that win column here tonight.
Yeah, there it is. Don't let the 0-2 record fool you. This is a Cardinals team that had their season opener postponed as they were supposed to entertain the University Hawks. University ran into an issue with COVID amongst one of their intern trainers out of WVU. That put them a little behind getting their season started. So Spring Mills opened instead here at home against Millbrook, and there was some controversy as to whether a foul should have been called or not. It was not called, and Spring Mills turned the basketball over with only seconds left, and Millbrook hit what proved to be the game winner at the buzzer. So a 1-point loss, 45-44. And then just last night, Spring Mills went up to Hagerstown, Maryland, and had a 5-point lead late in that one. But head coach Luke Samples telling us his young team just could not hold on to that lead and ultimately lost to Broad Fording Christian Academy 56-51. So while they are 0-2, those combined losses have been by just 6 points.
And you look at the young sophomores on this Spring Mills team, and just a few of them. I was talking with Coach Samples before the game. There's quite a few that he X'd off on our score sheet that maybe now that the season has gotten a little bit further in, maybe those guys he's realizing probably should use a little more JV ball. So while there are a few sophomores and one in that starting lineup, it is going to be a pretty senior-laden team, although one of those seniors and one of the starters in Keon Padmore Johnson, while he is a senior, while he's played basketball, I'm sure his entire life and every opportunity he's had here in high school, last year there was an injury. Didn't play varsity ball the year before, so as a senior, as a starting senior, this is only going to be his third varsity game, but should be a fun one to watch tonight.
Yeah, that's the thing. You're talking about two different programs when it comes to experience, because Spring Mills does not have a lot of experience, even for those upperclassmen. While for the Washington Patriots, the 2-1 start is really picking up where they left off, Matt. They went 12-13 a season ago in their first year under head coach Trent Hilliard, and while they lost to Morgantown in their opener, arguably have played them as tough as anyone has played them, and after that loss, reeled off victories at Millbrook and at James Wood, and now looking forward to seeing if they can stretch that winning streak to 3, and they're doing it with a lot of seniors in their lineup.
We'll break this one down a little more on the backside of this break, but first a 2-minute timeout to take. More of the pregame show next. This is West Virginia high school basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Babe, I'm hungry.
Where do you want to go?
I don't know. You pick.
Chinese?
No, not feeling it.
Mexican?
No, we just had that over the weekend.
You pick.
Let's go to the Cider Press restaurant. They have a new smoker burger. I think you'd really like it.
The Cider Press restaurant inside Taylor's Farm Market has what you're craving, where the food is fresh and you feel right at home. Exit 5 right off I-81 in Inwood, or online at ciderpressdeliandgrill.com.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
Remember that last trip to the auto mechanic?
I also think your solenoid gasket is bad.
What?
Yep, that'll be another $500.
Forget that and go to D&N Auto Specialist at 230 Tavern Road, Martinsburg, where honesty is their best policy. Serving the Eastern Panhandle since 1974, D&N Auto is family-owned and operated, specializing in exhaust alignments and tires. From general maintenance to major overhauls, they'll treat you right. Call D&N Auto Specialist at 304-267-4078. Looking to buy a home in the Eastern Panhandle? Having trouble getting your house sold? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. A Martinsburg High School graduate, Chris knows the local market, and he's proven it as the #1 real estate team in West Virginia in 2019. Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. Phone 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. Let's celebrate your real estate milestone together.
Into the pregame show. Matt Crawford, Matt Miller here with you. It's Spring Mills hosting the Washington Patriots tonight. The Cardinals looking for win #1 on the season. The Patriots hoping to make it 3 out of their first 4 in the win column. Matt, let's look at these teams a little bit more in depth. We mentioned a couple of sophomores and what is a pretty deep Springville Cardinals varsity roster. And while there are several that aren't going to play tonight, you got to think that roster's got to be that deep for COVID. I mean, you never know when you're going to get those outbreaks, and we've seen that now on the college level as well with a lot of the conference tournament games being canceled and teams having to withdraw. So you got to have a roster that is pretty darn big. But tonight, it's only going to be about 8 players that are dressed for this Springville Cardinal basketball team.
Well, and that is the thing. When we talked earlier today on Miller Time with head coach Luke Samples, he said, hey, in our first game, we really only played about 5, maybe 6 guys, stretched it out to 8 guys in that second game. And as you mentioned, he'll look to get about 8 guys involved in this one. Still some of those sophomores going through that learning process. We'll see how it plays out for this team because they're going to face a Washington Patriot team tonight that is going to want to get up and down the floor, and Spring Mills is going to want to do what they can to control that tempo and not let it get to be that run-and-gun style game.
Look at roster top to bottom as we switch to that Washington Patriot team. Not a single sophomore on there. It seems like about every other year this is what happens at the varsity level. You look at the baseball team a few years back, and it was one of those senior-laden teams. But you look up and down, it's all those upperclassmen, not a sophomore, not a freshman on this Washington Patriot roster. Definitely some elder statesmen representing Washington, and probably a big reason they've been able to start the season 2-1.
Yeah, they've got 8 seniors, and when you look at that starting lineup, there's 4 seniors and 1 junior, and those guys have gotten varsity experience. When you look at those names of a Jones, a Puller, a Longerbeam, a Jackson, a Stats, even a Jalen Wright, who will be one of the first guys to come off the bench, these are guys that have played on this varsity level, and so this is a season in which Washington is hoping to do something they haven't done since back in the 2014 season, and that is get back to Charleston. This is a team that with that senior leadership, as they grow throughout the course of this season in what really seems to be a wide open EPAC, maybe they're a team to win a regional and make their way to Charleston.
Yeah, this is a Washington Patriot team in their 13th year. 150-134, their overall record in that time. These are the 2 youngest schools in the EPAC. Best season so far for the Patriots, the 2012-2013 season, 21-6. The following year, the year you just mentioned, 25-1. Both of those years, the loss came in the state semifinals. So this is a team that is not too far removed from being a pretty darn good basketball team. You know that this 2021 team wanting to add to that list and be that 3rd year on the list.
Absolutely, and with a senior-laden team, you're hoping that those experiences have this team ripe and ready to make another run.
All right, another break to take. On the backside of this commercial break, we'll hear from both head coaches. It is an EPAC matchup, so we'll get a chance to get comments from both head coaches for Washington, Trent Hilliard, and for Spring Mills, Luke Samples. After this 2-minute timeout, this is West Virginia High School basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
Babe, I'm hungry.
Where do you want to go?
I don't know. You pick.
Chinese?
No, not feeling it.
Mexican?
No, we just had that over the weekend.
You pick.
Let's go to the Cider Press restaurant. They have a new smoker burger. I think you'd really like it.
The Cider Press restaurant inside Taylor's Farm Market has what you're craving, where the food is fresh and you feel right at home. Exit 5 right off I-81 in Inwood, or online at ciderpressdeliandgrill.com.
This is Matt Miller, along with my wife Dale.
As homeowners, we've been through the mortgage process several times, and each time we went to Mark and Cheryl Savitt at the Mortgage Center.
They treat you like family with personal one-on-one service, walking with you through the process from application to settlement.
Plus, low interest rates and closing costs.
The Mortgage Center is on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Phone 304-267-9040.
Or online at mortgagefinancing.com. NMLS number 237527, equal housing lender. All right, Matt, when it comes to flooring, you can't beat luxury vinyl. It's waterproof, easy to clean and maintain, extremely durable, and looks great.
Are you nuts? Hardwood flooring's the way to go. It's durable, easy to maintain, matches every decor, and increases the value of your home instantly.
All right, one thing we can agree on is Trips Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring. They'll take care of you with great selection, service, and pricing.
Whether it's hardwood or luxury vinyl, call Trips at 304-229-7009.
Or visit tripsfloorsanding.com.
It's time to hear from both head coaches. Again, an EPAC matchup, so an opportunity for us to hear from both head coaches. Let's start with second-year head coach Luke Samples, the skipper of the Spring Mills Cardinals. Got our conversation started with what he's seen out of the first two games from his Cardinals team this year.
We're great through 3.5 quarters, and then the last 3 minutes comes around, and we just aren't disciplined enough right now to finish games. We're young, and we're undisciplined right now. We have to find a way to close out games.
When you talk about that youth, what have you seen? I know a short sample size so far, but what have you seen from those young guys so far this season?
Well, the first game we had a sophomore score 25, and the second game we had a different sophomore score 16. And we do a stat sheet, so one of our sophomores was +9 and +11, another one. So that's 3 sophomores contributing and doing a great job. So we're happy with what we see. Our JV team's doing well. They're all sophomores and a freshman, and our varsity's doing great with 3 sophomores really contributing.
Talk about those younger players. One of your elder statesmen, if you will, Keon Padmore Johnson, although he is a senior, hasn't played a varsity minute up until this year. Talk about what you've seen from him.
Yeah, he has 2 games under his belt. He's a sophomore too. He played his freshman year on the freshman team. Oh, he's great, man. Like by the end of the year, he's going to be ready. He's going to be a problem for a lot of people. Like last night, he hit 5 threes. So he'll be a problem. He's just getting his feet wet, man. He's not the kind of kid that's going to go out there and do what he can't do. He has 5 total turnovers in 2 games, which that's what he is. He's our floor leader. He's our general, and he'll attack more when he feels comfortable.
The Cardinal Coliseum welcomes the Washington Patriots tonight. What do you see out of the Patriots this year?
Oh, they're big, they're athletic, and they're good. I mean, they have all seniors, I think. Yeah, we're going to have to play at our pace. We can't run up and down the floor with them. We have no chance if we do that. We're going to try to keep it at our pace and play aggressive and try to squeak one out.
Coach, thanks for the time. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Spring Mills head coach Luke Samples in his second year. Let's now switch to the Washington Patriots. Trent Hilliard also in year number 2, 2-1 coming into this game. Winners of 2 in a row. Got our conversation started with him, what he has seen from his team over their first 3 games.
Well, we're getting better, right? You know, we're getting better on the defensive end, right? Understanding angles and things of that nature. So, I mean, for us, it's just a matter of us gelling. We have some transfers that came in, building some continuity, right, and some confidence as well. So, and not relying on 1 or 2 players to get us over the hump, and just make it a collective effort.
You talk about those transfers, but also a senior class this year. A lot of those guys back from last year. How those guys gelled so far?
So far so good, right? So far so good. They really haven't experienced. Those guys really haven't experienced any type of success, right? And trying to change the culture around here. and just letting those guys know that you play hard, right? You do what you're supposed to do, and good things will happen for you.
So far this year, just 3 games, but this being your first EPAC game, what do you see out of Spring Mills?
Well, they play hard. They play hard and come after you, right? They're not lazy. They're going to get on the glass. They're going to make you work. They're going to make you work.
You guys a little bit different section this year with the reorg to the 4A classification. Musselman now joins your section. You lose Hampshire. How are you going about approaching that, if any differently?
Well, we know what we have to do in order to get down the road, right? To get the states, and we know what teams we have to beat and what it's going to take to beat those guys, right? So we started off up in Morgantown on purpose, right? So we wanted to get that heat, so to speak. Let these guys feel what it's like, where they need to go in order to get down the road, right? Where they need to be as far as intensity, running your stuff, being patient, things of that nature. So, but it's gonna be a tough one, right? It's gonna be a tough one, but just like everyone else, our goal is to get down the road.
Coach, thanks for the time. Good luck tonight.
All right, thank you.
Washington Patriot head coach Trent Hilliard again in his second season, a pair of second-year head coaches in our matchup tonight. All right, another 2-minute break to take. On the flip side, we have some news from around the area that will impact, I think, just about every school in the Eastern Panhandle, both boys and girls, and we'll also look at what else is going on game-wise on the schedule for tonight. That coming up after this 2-minute timeout. This is West Virginia High School basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
Babe, I'm hungry.
Where do you want to go?
I don't know. You pick.
Chinese?
No, not feeling it.
Mexican?
No, we just had that over the weekend.
You pick.
Let's go to the Cider Press restaurant. They have a new smoker burger. I think you'd really like it.
The Cider Press restaurant inside Taylor's Farm Market has what you're craving, where the food is fresh and you feel right at home. Exit 5 right off I-81 in Inwood, or online at ciderpressdeliandgrill.com.
This is Ben Copenhaver, your local alarm professional at Dynamark Atlantic Security. Did you know that home break-ins are 6% more likely during the day? That's right. The bad guys know when you're away, and they are smarter than you think. Dynamark Atlantic Security has the security solutions for you. Don't commit the error when the game is on the line. Phone me today at 304-671-2158 to learn how to play good defense against the bad guys. Dynamark Atlantic Security. Call today at 304-671-2158.
Ollie's VIP Northside is the best local spot to catch all of your favorite high school, college, and pro sports, or to hang out with friends. Ollie's has a great beer and cocktail menu, along with a food menu that will blow you away. Ollie's offers multiple TVs to watch the game of your choice from anywhere at the bar, or their outdoor patio with cornhole and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP Northside. We'll see you for the game.
Tip-offs for all the starting lineups coming up in just a moment as well. But, Matt, first, some news out of the state of West Virginia and the state of Virginia today.
Yeah, we were sitting here. Everything was together. In fact, you were off getting those pregame interviews. John and I were talking as we were going through some of our notes and things and just final preparations when I got a text message from Aaron Whitford, the athletic director at Hedgesville, simply stating that tomorrow's girls game against Sharando was canceled. Didn't give a reason. I sent back, okay, thank you. We would get that out. And shortly after, my phone rings, and it is Davis Moore, affectionately known on Miller Time as Turtle, the athletic director at Martinsburg High School, and he says, hey, got some bad news. And I asked, what's up? And he said, our Martinsburg boys game tomorrow at Millbrook is canceled, and I need to let you know that all games involving the Virginia schools from Frederick County are canceled. I asked for the reason. He said apparently the VHSL, or Virginia High School League, and the WVSSAC had communication, and the Virginia High School League said, hey, technically officially, our winter sports schedule is over, and Frederick County opted not to participate during that time, which makes those teams that are playing now club teams because there is not officially a winter sports season going on. The WVSSAC says, well, our teams cannot play club teams. You have to be playing officially sanctioned games and officially sanctioned teams, and so for that reason, apparently all games involving those Virginia schools, which would be Sharando, Jameswood, and Millbrook, those games are now canceled. There were 7 games that were scheduled for this weekend, 2 boys and 5 girls, and there are now only 2 games that will be played. So the Martinsburg at Millbrook game, boys action tomorrow, canceled. Jameswood at Jefferson is canceled as well. On the girls' side, Millbrook at Martinsburg, Sharando at Hedgesville, and Jameswood at Jefferson will not take place. The only 2 games that will happen on the girls' side, Spring Mills will be at Frankfort tomorrow, and Washington will host Preston tomorrow. It also impacts our schedule for Monday. We were going to have a matchup with Sharando at Musselman. We will now be out at the Gilbert B. Miller Center, where Hedgesville will take on Hampshire.
All right, so we will get into some of those other games coming up at the half and throughout the game, but right now let's get into the starting lineups. Let's start with the visiting Washington Patriots, led by Trent Hilliard. Assistant coaches William Fleming and Anthony Pooler. The Patriots come in at 2-1. Starting senior number 3, Terrence Jones. Number 5, Jalen Pooler, also a senior. Junior number 10, Christian Longerbeam. Senior number 11, Ronald Jackson. And senior number 34, Mark Statz. Over to the Spring Mills Cardinals. They come in with a record of 0-2. Luke Samples in his second season. Assistant coaches Greg Alford, Mark Sawyer, Jason Jones, and Dylan Thomas. Starters for the Cardinals look like this. At guard, a 5'8 senior number 1, Logan Clemens. At guard, a 5'11 senior number 2, Keon Padmore Johnson. At forward, a 6'1 sophomore, Christian Balduke, number 11. And number 14, Quincy Ray, wearing number 14. He is a 5'10 senior guard. Rounding out the starting 5, Austin Davis. He is a forward that is a 6'1 sophomore, wearing the number 22 uniform. So again, the starting 5 for Spring Mills goes like this: Clemens, Padmore, Johnson, Balduke, Ray, and Davis. For the Washington Patriots, it's Jones, Pooler, Longerbeam, Jackson, and Statz. All right, that wraps up our pregame show. Another 2-minute timeout to take. When we come back, it will be the opening handoff, if you will. Again, no jump ball this year in West Virginia high school basketball. That coming up next. This is West Virginia high school basketball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
Craving lunch or dinner? The Cider Press restaurant inside Taylor's Farm Market has what you're craving. Awarded one of the 101 most unique places to eat in West Virginia, the Cider will fill you up with their delicious fresh orchard panini, mouth-watering smoker burger, farmer's daughter Cobb salad, and more. The Cider Press also serves a wide selection of craft beer and hard ciders. The Cider Press, serving lunch and dinner daily and where the food is fresh. You'll feel right at home. Now offering online ordering at ciderpressdeliandgrill.com.
The Art McBee Insurance Agency is proud to be a sponsor of EPAC Basketball. We're an independent insurance agency representing many top insurance companies. We offer home, auto, business, life, and health policies. Call us at 304-263-6906 or stop in at 824 North Queen Street in Martinsburg for a no-obligation quotation. Offices in Martinsburg and Berkeley Springs. All right, Matt, when it comes to flooring, you can't beat luxury vinyl. It's waterproof, easy to clean and maintain, extremely durable, and looks great.
Are you nuts? Hardwood flooring's the way to go. It's durable, easy to maintain, matches every decor, and increases the value of your home instantly.
All right, one thing we can agree on is Trips Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring. They'll take care of you with great selection, service, and pricing.
Whether it's hardwood or luxury vinyl, call Trips at 304-229-7009.
Or visit TripsFloorSanding.com. The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg offers hand-cut, locally sourced steaks, fresh seafood, and sandwiches with great daily specials like 75-cent wings all day Monday, prime rib on Tuesday, New York strip on Wednesday, and chef specials every Friday and Saturday. Ask for the lunch punch card and have lunch on the Palace Lounge on Edwin Miller Boulevard. And don't forget the Big Apple Lounge on Sater Drive in Inwood.
Welcome back in to Spring Mills High School, the color guard presenting the colors here at Spring Mills as they now turn to exit the gym.
Gym goes so quiet you can probably hear the instructions being barked out by the leader of that junior ROTC, giving those instructions as they lower those flags to be able to get through the doorway and out that far side of the gym to the right of where our broadcast position is.
Always fun to get those guys involved in anything possible as they had that extracurricular activity added on to their school day. For the Washington Patriots, they're going to be wearing the blue uniforms, the white numbers. A little bit of a red trim around those white numbers in Washington across the front. For Spring Mills, it'll be the home whites top and bottom, red numbers and Cardinals across the front of those uniforms. Washington being the visiting team, similar to baseball. Top of the first here is the opposing team will bat first, or in this case, get the basketball first. And there's the inbound, and we are ready for action. Here's Jalen Pooler. We'll bring it into the front court.
If they're going to do it like baseball, then that means the home team should get the final shot, right?
Stats sends it over. That's Jackson with it momentarily. He's just left at the elbow right there, now quickly working the basketball around. Right wing three, that one off the front of the iron, no good for longer beam. A loose ball down low, a jump ball, and that should go to Spring Mills with Washington getting that initial possession.
And who is it down inside? The 5'10 senior Quincy Ray. Matt, on Miller Time today, you talked about him and his gritty, determined type of play. May not always score a ton of points, may not always grab a ton of rebounds, but he makes plays just like that one right there to get the tie up in the possession.
Ray has that basketball between the jump circles right now over to Keon Padmore Johnson. Some contact, and Logan Clemens hitting the floor in the paint down low, but it didn't look. That's where the foul came from, and we get a foul. And that is going to go on Clemens, as he was the one that hit the deck in the middle of the paint, apparently fighting a little too hard through some contact on his way there. First foul for Clemens, first in the game for Spring Mills. Washington Patriot basketball. Puller into the front court, goes around a somewhat of a ball screen. Not coming back a straightaway. He's going to try the three. That one rolls around, no good. Loose ball run down in the far corner by Baluk.
Yeah, great box out there by Bolduc to be able to position and hold off Stats and grab that board.
Bolduc now with it on that right side. Back to Keon Padmore Johnson. Out of Quincy Ray between the jump circles. On this near side, hasn't used that dribble. Now finds Davis. A little bit of a trap defense right now for the Washington Patriots.
Yeah, both of these teams starting out in a zone defense, really aggressive out beyond that three-point line, getting on the guy with the ball.
And Davis nowhere to go. He's gotten the basketball twice. I don't think he's moved more than a step as we get some contact up top, and I believe that foul going to go on Christian Longerbeam. And it is. A little too much contact. A few steps beyond the top of that three-point arc.
And you could see the reaction from Coach Hilliard, not happy with that foul, that far away from the basket. Just keep playing that good, tight defense, but no need to stick a hip in there or stick a hand in there.
Quincy Ray with the basketball, hasn't used that dribble. Now sends it to Balduc on this near side, right in front of our broadcast position. Clemens with the basketball. He'll work to straight away. Now backs up between those jump circles. That one tipped out of bounds. Good defense by number 10, Christian Longerbeam. It'll stay Spring Mills basketball.
Ronald Jackson almost ran over his coach trying to save that one from going out of bounds on the sideline for Washington.
Scoreless almost 2 minutes in, 6:15 and counting on a running first quarter clock. Three ball from the left wing. That one up and good. First basket of the game on either side. It's Christian Balduke knocking down the three.
So there you go. The 6'1 sophomore finally breaks the ice, and this Cardinal team is yet to try to get the basketball inside that three-point line. Very good defense by Washington.
Jackson with the basketball, working to his right before handing it off. That's Jones, had it momentarily. That three ball up and no good. Still being poked around. Say before going out of bounds, and no, they're going to say that Pooler stepped on the baseline. That ball going back to Spring Mills.
So Washington has had a one and done each of their times down the floor.
Timeout on the floor. It's a 30-second break taken by Trent Hilliard. We'll take the 30-second break as well. Back with more first quarter action here at Spring Mills 3, Washington 0. We're back in 30.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood and Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
I never think about it.
Out of the timeout, 5:48 remaining in quarter number one. One basket so far. It's been a three for Spring Mills. It'll be Cardinal basketball. And Washington showing the full court pressure. Quincy Ray set to cue that inbound and nowhere to get it. Now a deep pass going up to Keon Padmore Johnson in the offensive end. He's got to lane up the lights. The left side, good hesitation. That one rolling around does not fall, but an offensive rebound for Austin Davis. Now Spring Mills can set up the offense.
Well, a good job by Padmore Johnson after missing that shot. Couldn't get the rebound himself, but tipped it out to Davis so they could maintain possession. I got a 4-0 rebounding edge right now for Spring Mills.
That ball tipped out of bounds.
Last touching Bolduc, it goes out off Spring Mills apparently.
Yeah, Terrence Jones was one that tipped that before getting to Bolduc, but apparently it was number 11 hitting that on the way out. 3-0 Washington basketball. Work down low. That was Stats with it momentarily before sending it back out. Driving the lane with the left hand and finishing with the left hand. Terrence Jones put Washington on the board. 3-2 is the Spring Mills lead.
Good, strong drive. He went in with that right hand, but as the defense was there, switched to the left hand for the shot.
Balduke driving that one, blocked down low. Good defense on the low block for Ronald Jackson. Spring Mills keeping the basketball, and I believe we're going to have our second time out of the first quarter. This one going to be taken by Luke Samples. We'll go ahead and take the 30-second break as well. Back with more first quarter action. When we come back, it's 3-2 Spring Mills over Washington.
Ollie's VIP Northside is the best local spot to catch all of your favorite high school, college, and pro sports, or to hang out with friends. Ollie's has a great beer and cocktail menu, along with a food menu that will blow you away. Ollie's offers multiple TVs to watch the game of your choice from anywhere at the bar or their outdoor patio with cornhole and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP Northside. We'll see you for the game.
Second left in the opening quarter, and neither team, I think, doing what they want to, as it's Spring Mills with a 3-2 lead over Washington. These two teams that I think want to get up and down the floor pretty quick. Both sides playing pretty good defense.
Well, at least Washington wants to get up and down the floor, and I think that full court pressure that they applied after that timeout for Coach Hilliard showed what they wanted to do, but Spring Mills has been controlling the boards right now.
It was Malachi Baker. First time we've called his name. He's been in for just a few seconds. Got the pass right in front of the Washington bench. Shuffled those feet. It's a turnover for the Cardinals. Patriot basketball as Jalen Pooler will slowly bring it into the front court.
I've got 3 turnovers now for Spring Mills. They are a 5-0 lead in rebounding, but a 3-0 deficit in turnovers.
Pooler pulls up from the jump from the foul line. That jump shot hard off the backboard, rolls around, did not fall. Quincy Ray now with it in the offensive end and some contact. That foul going to go on Christian Longerbeam, and that'll be foul number 2 on him.
Yeah, Longerbeam will have to sit down, and Quincy Ray fortunate on that call. It really seemed like he got that left arm, the off arm out to push the defender away. Longerbeam got a hold of that arm, and that's where the foul occurred.
Jacob Gill-Wilson in for Spring Mills, and Bryson Fleming in for Washington. Substitution on each end. That's now Gill-Wilson with the basketball, has that taken away. That's Ronald Jackson going back the other way. Left-hand layup off the glass and in.
Yeah, that ball in and out of the hands of Gill-Wilson, just didn't look it in as it bounced away. Jackson, the senior, a little quicker, got to it, and a nice job for the left-hand layup.
Keon Padmore Johnson sends it right side. That's Austin Davis with it back out top to Padmore Johnson. Now that one's stolen away. Once again, it's Ronald Jackson. He's got a lane to the right side, and not quite a dunk, but basically dropped it through the hole. 6-3 is a couple of quick baskets for number 11, Ronald Jackson.
Well, and they are really doing a good job defensively. Washington is 5 turnovers for Spring Mills, and they've turned the last 2 into easy buckets. A 6-0 run right now.
Ray looking to drive in, nothing there. Just kick it out to Malachi Baker. Now to Keon Padmore Johnson on that right wing. Back over to Baker. He's going to try the 3 from the left wing. That one off the back of the iron, no good. And Jackson right there with the rebound. Right now, Ronald Jackson doing it on both ends of the floor, Matt.
Absolutely looking good. Inside rebounding and doing a nice job on the offensive end as well.
Jalen Pooler with the basketball. Goes across court. That's Ronald Jackson with it. In between the circles on that right wing. Sends it down to the corner. Bryson Fleming has it. Now down low to Stats. Some contact made as he puts up the shot. That'll be 2 shots, but the basket does not fall.
Yeah, he shot that one very quickly, was being pushed as he was letting that one go, and that push was just enough to cause him to miss as that ball ended up sitting on the rim momentarily before falling away.
That foul on 1-0, Malachi Baker. First foul shot for Mark Stats, up and through.
7-0 that run right now for Washington after that early 3-pointer for Bolduc of Spring Mills.
Bolduc now back in the game as Stats connects on both from the charity stripe. A 3 is that Washington advantage. Again, showing that pressure, going deep again, and right there is Keon Padmore Johnson. Padmore Johnson, the quarterback on the football team, playing more of a receiver in the inbounds plays so far.
Yeah, and both of those that he's caught have been up around midcourt. Those are very long passes. But good job by Washington getting back. Padmore Johnson has not been able to make them pay.
Pooler pokes that one away. Now Mark Stats back the other way. Can he slam it? He does with both hands.
Yeah, he was going up for that slam all the way. And I tell you, he hung in the air pretty well to flush it with 2.
Matt, it's a 10-0 run for the Patriots, and Luke Samples has seen enough. He takes a 30-second break. We will as well. Right now, all Washington 10-3 over Spring Mills.
Craving lunch or dinner? The Cider Press restaurant inside Taylor's Farm Market has what you're craving. Awarded one of the 101 most unique places to eat in West Virginia, the Cider will fill you up with their delicious fresh orchard panini, mouth-watering smoker burger, farmer's daughter Cobb salad, and more. The Cider Press also serves a wide selection of craft beer and hard ciders. The Cider Press, serving lunch and dinner daily and where the food is fresh. You'll feel right at home. Now offering online ordering at Cider Press Deli and Grill.
2:54 remaining in the opening quarter. A 10-0 run for the Washington Patriots here at Spring Mills. Spring Mills held the 3-0 lead. Right now still 3 points on that scoreboard. Washington's got 10 straight. Just capped off with a big dunk by Mark Stats. Now getting it quickly into the front court. Quincy Ray breaks that press and misses the layup. A little too strong off the glass. Now Washington trying to work it quickly into the front court. Instead, that one picked off by Keon Padmore Johnson. Back the other way comes Spring Mills. Bolduc with it. Has to pick up his dribble now to Malachi Baker on that right side. Little hesitation. He'll now bring it out to the top of the key. Sends it over. A 3-ball. This one from the left wing. That one up and rattles home. Austin Davis hits a 3, and now 2 threes. The only offense for Spring Mills, but they're back within 4, 10-6.
Yeah, there it is, and it's a pair of sophomores who have those 3-point buckets, and that was a huge one to stop that 10-0 run.
Ronald Jackson going to try his luck from beyond the arc. That one hits the side of the iron, no good. And we'll see if Spring Mills can truly set up an offense. That one almost taken away by Ronald Jackson. Spring Mills keeping the basketballs. Malachi Baker has it on that right side. Back up top, that's Austin Davis. Doesn't use that dribble. Finds Keon Padmore Johnson. Padmore Johnson going to try the 3 from the left wing. That one hard off the back of the iron, no good. Mark Stats gets that defensive rebound. Puller into the front court for the Patriots. He's going to try his luck from 3. Just a quick pull-up shot. That one no good. And Austin Davis gets the defensive rebound for the Cardinals.
Yeah, that quick shot and the long rebound after the miss, and Spring Mills back into the offensive end. They have survived that 10-0 run right now. A bucket here gets them a little closer.
Davis on that right side. Back out top to Baker. Some contact away from the basketball. Quincy Ray fighting for position down low with Bryson Fleming, and they're going to give Bryson Fleming his first foul of the evening, 3rd on the Patriots.
Fleming, a junior, as you mentioned in the pregame show. Seniors and juniors only on this varsity roster. An experienced group for the Patriots.
Baseline inbound. Malachi Baker set to cue that inbound. Baker usually one of the easiest ones to find on the floor, usually a different color hair than everybody else from years past. He now has the basketball trapped in that right corner, has to somehow just poke it out. Quincy Ray was there and able to throw it off of Bryson Fleming to maintain possession on the offensive end for Spring Mills.
Another one of those little intangibles for Quincy Ray for Spring Mills. Right there, Johnny on the spot to save that one, made sure it didn't go out of bounds. Nice job to find someone to bounce it off of.
3-0 Mark Ferroa in the game, a senior. Adding a little bit of height. Definitely the tallest one on the floor right now. An inbounds pass, run down to the backcourt by Keon Padmore Johnson. Now quickly back across to Quincy Ray. He's going to try a long three from the left wing. That one no good. Defensive rebound for Jalen Pooler, who will bring it into the offensive end. Quickly up to Terrence Jones. Jones a little hesitation, driving the lane, underhand shot. That one off the back of the iron, no good. Ferroa was right there, still rolling around as that ball dove on by Quincy Ray. And we have a foul as on Washington. We'll see who that one goes on. And that should be a 3-0.
It is. Farrow has picked up the personal. I got to be honest, I didn't see a lot of contact there. I anticipated that we might get a held ball, but instead we get the foul on Farrow.
I think Quincy Ray had established he had the basketball on the floor. Just a little too aggressive for 3-0, diving in there. 1 minute remaining in the opening quarter from Spring Mills. Right now, Washington with the lead on the road, 10-6. Tight defense by Jalen Pooler. Keon Padmore Johnson trying to break it. Nothing there. He's got to pull it back out. Now after a little hesitation, he'll do a cross-court pass. A left wing three. That one up and good. Christian Bolduc, his second three of the evening.
On Spring Mills not going away. Back to within a point.
Jones driving baseline. A quick pass down on the low block. That one missed by Farrow. Goes up for the second opportunity after getting his own rebound. Draws contact, and he'll go to the line for two. Austin Davis going to pick up his first foul of the evening. Clear size mismatch down low, Matt.
Absolutely. Farrow rushed that first shot just a little bit, but was able to battle, get his own rebound, and amidst two Spring Mills defenders got knocked off balance, so never really got a chance to get it back up towards the rim, but we'll get two free throws.
First foul shot up and through. Washington stays perfect from the charity stripe so far, 3 for 3 in the opening quarter. Jim Quiets for the second free throw. That one too strong off the back of the iron, so that trip 1 of 2 for Farrow. 11-9, Spring Mills within 2, but a loose ball. That one run down by Terrence Jones, who will bring it into the front court with 23 seconds left. Quickly sends it to that right side. 3, that one an air ball, but a offensive rebound rather by Mark Statz, who puts it right back up and in. 13-9 with 10 seconds remaining in quarter number 1. Spring Mills going to hold for the last shot. Malachi Baker with it. In this corner to Austin Davis. Now back out top to Malachi Baker. A deep three at the buzzer, and he connects. It was left wing, but take about 5 steps back, and just like that, back within 1 for Spring Mills, 13-12 after the first quarter of action here from the Cardinal Coliseum. A 60-second break to take, and we're back for quarter number 2. This is West Virginia High School basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Remember that last trip to the auto mechanic?
I also think your solenoid gasket is bad.
What?
Yep, that'll be another $500.
Forget that and go to D&N Auto Specialist at 230 Tavern Road, Martinsburg, where honesty is their best policy. Serving the Eastern Panhandle since 1974, D&N Auto is family-owned and operated, specializing in exhaust alignments and tires. From general maintenance to major overhauls, they'll treat you right. Call D&N Auto Specialist at 304-267-4078. Looking to buy a home in the Eastern Panhandle? Having trouble getting your house sold? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. A Martinsburg High School graduate, Chris knows the local market, and he's proven it as the #1 real estate team in West Virginia in 2019. Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. Phone 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. Let's celebrate your real estate milestone together.
Matt, a game of runs in the first quarter. Spring Mills took a 3-0 lead. Then it was a quick 10-0 run for Washington, but from that point on, a 9-3 run for the Cardinals.
Yeah, and they've been getting it done. The Cardinals, that is, from beyond the arc. All of their points have come on 4 made 3-pointers. Meanwhile, Washington has spread out the scoring a little more, and they've yet to hit one from beyond the arc, but they have gone 3 for 4 from the line.
Hasn't been from lack of effort. They've certainly put up a few threes. Washington Patriot basketball. Quick ball movement around the perimeter. Stats with it. Now sends it on the right side. That's Pooler with it, looking to drive in. He takes the off-balance shot. That one off the side of the iron. No good. A lot of contact down low. And there's the foul. That one going to go on Ronald Jackson, his first.
Yeah, pretty easy call there. Jackson came flying in, and that ball didn't bounce right towards him. And as he reached out for it, clearly went over the top of Balduke.
Washington pulling that pressure back a little bit.
Now Puller's still waiting on Padmore Johnson right at that midcourt stripe.
You saw a couple of deep passes able to break that press in the first quarter. So a couple of easy transition opportunities. Spring Mills able to connect on one of those baskets. Balduke down low. Double teamed on that low block. Good spin move in the lane, and now we get a jump ball as Balduke gets tied up with Ronald Jackson. It'll stay Spring Mills basketball.
And good defense again. The double team over on that far side. The pass came inside, and once again, two players right there to collapse and ultimately force that held ball.
Quick inbounds pass, a wide open three on the right side for Christian Balduke. That one no good. Ball tipped up in the air. Mark Stats able to collect that rebound. Now Jalen Pooler quickly into the front court, sends it over to Terrence Jones. A little hesitation, and he walked in the process trying to drive baseline. Turnover, Washington, Spring Mills basketball.
That brief moment where you think, I'm going to shoot it, and then just as you give that ball fake, you think, I've got to drive to the bucket, and you move the feet before being able to get the ball on the floor.
And unfortunately for Washington, Jones definitely had that baseline drive. He didn't shuffle those feet. Austin Davis with the basketball, being guarded tightly by Mark Stats. Both of those guys a little further away from the basket than I'm sure they would like. And now we get a foul almost 30 feet away from the basket. And, Matt, I didn't see that one on Stats.
Wow, no, not at all. I mean, if you're going to call the game that close, then it is going to be a long day, no doubt about it. I mean, that looked like very good defense.
Yeah, Austin Davis had picked up his dribble and really had nowhere to go with the basketball. Inbounds goes down to Malachi Baker. He drives left side. That layup no good. Stats with the defensive rebound quickly into the front court. That's Fleming driving left side. Some contact as he drives in, and again, a little bit of a touch foul on that left side.
Yeah, and there's the part that gets me is the inconsistency. You get a touchdown 35 feet from there. Excuse me, a touch foul 35 feet from the bucket. And then you get guys hitting the floor and don't get a call. And on the other end, you quickly get a call again. It just got to be more consistent.
How about another one, Matt? Before that inbound pass even comes in. That last foul, by the way, on Quincy Ray. And this one before the ball even comes in. And this foul going to go on Malachi Baker, his second.
Well, 5 fouls on the Cardinals, 6 on Washington. So we're going to see some free throws here in this second quarter.
Fleming with it straight away. Now over to Stats on the right wing. Back out top, it's Terrence Jones looking to drive right. Nothing doing. Stats right side. He's going to try the right wing three. The big fella a little too strong. Clanked off the backboard. Yeah, that one no good. Quincy Ray with the defensive rebound. He'll bring it himself into the offensive end, working on Bryson Fleming. And a double dribble. As it was Quincy Ray driving right, didn't really see the hands come together, maybe pinned it against the right side of his body. But usually you see that called a travel more than anything, but maybe able to keep that dribble that way. Another turnover for Spring Mills and some sloppy basketball to start this second quarter, Matt. 6:15 remaining in quarter number 2. Jalen Pooler going to try the three just right up straight away. That one off the left side of the iron, no good. Austin Davis defensive rebound. Keon Padmore Johnson for Spring Mills sends it quickly into the front court. That's Balduke, and a traveling violation, another turnover.
Same thing that happened to Jones of Washington on the other end of the floor happening right there. Not able to get the ball on the floor fast enough with that little bit of a head fake. Hey, both of these teams have been playing some pretty good defense. Washington cannot buy one from beyond the arc in this first half. Spring Mills, that's all they've done is hit threes.
Pooler sends it down low to Stats. He's double-teamed. Spin in the lane, goes up with the left hand, fouled on the way up. Stats going to go to the line for his third and fourth free throw of the night.
Fouls going on Austin Davis, and hey, Washington's got a mismatch with Stats down inside whenever they can bring in Farrow and get that extra height down inside again to their advantage. Got to get the ball down there.
Stats' first foul shot here, up and through, his third on the night. Now a perfect 3 for 3 from that charity stripe. Takes a couple of dribbles. That second foul shot, nothing but net as well. 4 for 4 from the charity stripe, and Washington draws first blood here in quarter number 2. They hold a 3-point lead 15-12. Steele, that one Bryson Fleming able to run it down. Quickly passes up to Terrence Jones on the left side. Off the glass and in. Good transition bucket, good defense. Turn it into good offense for Washington.
Yeah, Fleming came out of nowhere on that double team. Absolutely surprising. The Spring Mills Cardinal player stripping that basketball. Then a nice pass ahead for the easy two.
Balduke has it on the right side, picks up that dribble. A dangerous pass. That one unintentionally poked out by Terrence Jones. He wasn't paying attention. His back was to the basketball. The pass was intended for Keon Padmore Johnson, and they're going to say it last one out on Padmore Johnson.
I've got 10 turnovers now for Spring Mills. They have got to find a way to protect the basketball better, or this one could get out of hand.
Jones passing his stats right back to Terrence Jones in between the jump circles. He now will slowly bring it straight away. Goes around a ball screen. Right corner, Puller is right there. Now a ball screen set by Jones. Puller driving the lane. A acrobatic drive, and that going to be a player control foul on number 5, Jalen Puller, I believe. I thought I saw an indication going back the other way, and it is.
It is the foul on Puller. And again, I'm a little bit surprised by that one. Puller, I think, was expecting the foul to go the other way.
Coming in a little fast and a little out of control. I guess that's what the referees saw. Under 5 to play until halftime. Keon Padmore Johnson has the basketball for momentarily, sending it to Gil Wilson. Back over to Keon Padmore Johnson. His right wing three too strong off the back of the iron, but Gil Wilson able to get the rebound, tipped up by Malachi Baker. Gil Wilson going up with the second chance opportunity. Fouled on the way up. He'll go to the line for 2.
And it looks like that foul is going on Puller. That would be his second, so he and Longerbeam would each have a pair of fouls for the Patriots. That's a little bit of trouble with still 4:44 left in this first half.
Jacob Gil Wilson knocks down his first foul shot of the evening, his first point of the evening.
And the first point not on a three-point basket for Spring Mills at the 4:44 mark of quarter number 2.
Threes have been wild for Spring Mills. Second foul shot, back of the iron, then falls through. Gil Wilson goes 2 for 2 from the line.
Shooter's touch, that's what they call that.
Terrence Jones with it on the left side, back up top to Stats. Now Terrence Jones between the jump circle, now almost back to that jump circle at midcourt. Bryson Fleming, a bounce pass to Jones on the right side. A little hesitation move, trying to drive the lane. No lane there to do so. Ronald Jackson picks up his dribble and gets it back over to Terrence Jones on that right side. Back out top, number 15, Braden Stottlemyre in the game for the first time. Had the ball momentarily now. Mark Stats with it. Good defense for Spring Mills. Bryson Fleming driving in, has to send it back out. Now Terrence Jones working around a ball screen. Driving right side off the glass, rolls around and in with the shooter's touch.
Yeah, good hesitation move as he dribbled through some traffic, went around to Quincy Ray, saw the opening, and took it to the rim.
Malachi Baker has the ball for Spring Mills on the right side. Hasn't used that dribble, now sends it back up top to Keon Padmore Johnson, who sets up the offense. Austin Davis gets that cross-court pass. Now Gil Wilson on the left wing. Wilson back over to Davis, now in the corner for Quincy Ray. Gives a little head fake, then sends it back out to Keon Padmore Johnson. Gil Wilson has it at the top of the arc. Doesn't use a dribble before sending it to Keon Padmore Johnson. Rolls around a ball screen. Now he'll try the step-back three from straight away. Off the glass, that one no good. A fight for a loose ball down low, and that's going to be a foul on Washington.
I think Jackson's going to more than likely pick that one up, which would be his second foul. Just like that, the Patriots have 3 players with 2 fouls each.
3 of their starting 5 with 2 fouls each. So back to the line. Jacob Gil Wilson went 2 for 2 just a few possessions ago. His foul shot rolls around and bounces out.
Kind of like the way the 6'3 juniors battled down inside since he's been in this ball game. Able to make things happen and get to the line for a pair of free throws earlier and 2 more here.
Second free throw up and through. So Gil Wilson now 3 of 4 from the line on the evening. 19-15, Washington leads Spring Mills. Just a few ticks over 3 minutes remaining before the half. Stats had it momentarily. Now Farrow back in the ball game. Had it just right up straight away. Sends it over to Jones. He's going to try the foul line jump shot. That one bouncing around and falls through. 8 points now for Terrence Jones. Gil Wilson into the front court quickly. Sends it over to Austin Davis in the left corner. Now back out top of Gil Wilson. who momentarily looked back at Luke Samples and had to quickly pay attention to the floor. Now a 3-ball from the left corner. That one a little forced from the left side for Austin Davis. That one missed. Now back the other way for Washington.
Good decision by Stottlemyre to slow that down. The Cardinals getting back on the defensive end.
Fleming, little head fake, now going to drive the baseline, quick kicking it out. Terrence Jones, does he have the first Washington three? He does not. Too strong off the iron. That ball tipped up. Malachi Baker able to corral it in before sending it to Keon Padmore Johnson, who will slowly bring it into the front court. Austin Davis receiving a pass I don't think he was ready for. Now Gil Wilson has it straight away. Padmore Johnson works around the ball screen after receiving that pass. Now going to go right down the lane. A quick one-handed laser pass to Gil Wilson just left of the foul line, knocks down that jumper.
There you go, the lost art in basketball, the mid-range jumper. What was that, about a step or two inside the foul line? He eyed it up, let it go, and knocked it down.
Jones sends a no-look pass to Farrow. He was not expecting that no-look pass. A loose ball run down by Gil Wilson. Slows up that dribble, now sends it back out to Quincy Ray.
Yeah, nice defense. Bryson Fleming getting back and stopping any fast break opportunity, and now Washington can set up their defense.
Malachi Baker uses that left-hand dribble, sends it back out. The Cardinals' cursive writing is where Keon Padmore Johnson had it. Austin Davis now with the basketball, sending it back to that right side. Malachi Baker with the basketball for Spring Mills.
Washington now in that man-to-man defense.
Austin Davis, as you can tell, they're trying to set up a play that starts on that far side of the floor from our broadcast position. Keon Padmore Johnson from the right wing, little hesitation, driving in, loose basketball still on the deck, but Padmore Johnson showing that athleticism. He is able to corral it. Bounce pass to Quincy Ray. Now Austin Davis has it in that left corner. Sends it back out top. A few steps in front of midcourt was Gil Wilson momentarily before sending it across the court to Malachi Baker.
Now, Coach Salmons wants his team to be patient. They want a good shot. They want to control the tempo. Samples, thank you.
Malachi Baker has it on that right wing before backing out between the jump circles. 38 seconds, 37 seconds, and Matt, are we seeing Spring Mills hold for the last shot right now? Washington playing very, very good defense.
Well, they're going to try to hold for that final shot really hard, though, to hold the basketball as long as they have.
21-17 as Malachi Baker has it on that right side. Luke Samples, a disciple of Kelly Church, and we're seeing some Kelly Church basketball right here.
Speaking of, he's in the house. So is Dave Rogers. Some of the local coaches scouting these teams.
10 seconds left before the half. Gil Wilson has it working in on Stottlemyre, and Spring Mills holds the basketball for over a minute of game time. And now a foul driving in for Gil Wilson. That one going to go on 1-5, Braden Stottlemyre, his first.
Got now 10 team fouls committed by the Patriots. So this should be 2 free throws no matter what, because he was not in the act of shooting.
He was not driving the lanes. That first foul shot rolls around and through. Gil Wilson quietly has been to the line 3 times just in the second quarter. Now 4 of 5 from the charity stripe, and not quite how you draw it up for Coach Samples, but gets the job done. An opportunity for points, but does give Washington the last look at the basket with 6.6 remaining before the half.
Yeah, which is an eternity as quickly as they can get the ball down the floor.
Second foul shot for Gil Wilson, up and through. 6.6. Inbounds goes to Bryson Fleming. Quickly to Stats. On that left side, he'll put up the contested 3 from the left wing and knocks it down. As the buzzer sounds, Washington hits their first 3 of the evening, and it's the big man, Mark Stats, from the left wing just before that horn sounds. Washington will go into the halftime break with a 24-19 lead over Spring Mills. A 2-minute break to take. We come back, and we'll start our halftime show. Some analysis from the first half, some stats as well, and a look around what else is going on the EPAC in basketball tonight and over the weekend. That coming up next. Again, at the half, it is Washington 24, Spring Mills 19.
Craving lunch or dinner? The Cider Press restaurant inside Taylor's Farm Market has what you're craving. Awarded one of the 101 most unique places to eat in West Virginia, the Cider will fill you up with their delicious fresh orchard panini, mouth-watering smoker burger, farmer's daughter Cobb salad, and more. The Cider Press also serves a wide selection of craft beer and hard ciders. The Cider Press, serving lunch and dinner daily and where the food is fresh. You'll feel right at home. Now offering online ordering at Cider Press Deli and Grill.com.
The Art McBee Insurance Agency is proud to be a sponsor of EPAC Basketball. We're an independent insurance agency representing many top insurance companies. We offer home, auto, business, life, and health policies. Call us at 304-263-6906 or stop in at 824 North Queen Street in Martinsburg for a no-obligation quotation. Offices in Martinsburg and Berkeley Springs.
This is Ben Copenhaver, your local alarm professional at Dynamark Atlantic Security. Did you know that home break-ins are 6% more likely during the day? That's right. The bad guys know when you're away, and they are smarter than you think. Dynamark Atlantic Security has the security solutions for you. Don't commit the error when the game is on the line. Phone me today at 304-671-2158 to learn how to play good defense against the bad guys. Dynamark Atlantic Security. Call today at 304-671-2158.
All right, Matt, when it comes to flooring, you can't beat luxury vinyl. It's waterproof, easy to clean and maintain, extremely durable, and looks great.
Are you nuts? Hardwood flooring's the way to go. It's durable, easy to maintain, matches every decor, and increases the value of your home instantly.
All right, one thing we can agree on is Trips Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring. They'll take care of you with great selection, service, and pricing.
Whether it's hardwood or luxury vinyl, call Trips at 304-229-7009.
Or visit TripsFloorSanding.com.
Road over Spring Mills. The Cardinals looking for their first win of the season. Washington trying to make it 3 wins out of their first 4 tries. And, Matt, it was a game of runs in that first quarter. Washington went into the first intermission with a 13-12 lead, then outscored Spring Mills 11-7 in quarter number 2, getting us to our score right now.
Yeah, the early pace, I think, was about the pace that, Spring Mills wanted to have this game, and then Washington went into a little bit of full court pressure. They were able to get a couple of turnovers and put that 10-point run together. But give Spring Mills credit, they didn't go away after trailing 10-3. They got a couple of three-pointers to get right back to within a point, and then they got a three-pointer right at the end of quarter number 1 to be down by just 1. But in that second quarter, Spring Mills had no scoring except for Jacob Gill Wilson off the bench. He scored 7 points, 5 of those from the foul line. So in this first half, Spring Mills has hit 5 shots from the floor. 4 have been threes, 1 has been for 2, and then Gil Wilson 5 of 6 from the line. They got to find a way to get more scoring.
That's how we got our halftime score. Another 2-minute break to take. On the flip side, we'll tell you who contributed to that score with some first half individual and team stats. At the half, it is a Washington Patriot lead by 5, 24-19 over Spring Mills. We're back in 2 minutes.
Looking to buy a home in the Eastern Panhandle? Having trouble getting your house sold? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. A Martinsburg High School graduate, Chris knows the local market, and he's proven it as the #1 real estate team in West Virginia in 2019. Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. Phone 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. Let's celebrate your real estate milestone together. This is Matt Miller, along with my wife, Dale.
As homeowners, we've been through the mortgage process several times, and each time we went to Mark and Cheryl Savitt at the Mortgage Center.
They treat you like family with personal one-on-one service, walking with you through the process from application to settlement.
Plus, low interest rates and closing costs.
The Mortgage Center is on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Phone 304-267-9040.
Or online at mortgagefinancing.com. NMLS number 237527, equal housing lender.
Ollie's VIP Northside is the best local spot to catch all of your favorite high school, college, and pro sports, or to hang out with friends. Ollie's has a great beer and cocktail menu, along with a food menu that will blow you away. Ollie's offers multiple TVs to watch the game of your choice from anywhere at the bar or their outdoor patio with cornhole and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP Northside. We'll see you for the game.
Remember that last trip to the auto mechanic?
I also think your solenoid gasket is bad.
What?
Yep, that'll be another $500.
Forget that and go to D&N Auto Specialist at 230 Tavern Road, Martinsburg, where honesty is their best policy. Serving the Eastern Panhandle since 1974, D&N Auto is family-owned and operated, specializing in exhaust alignments and tires. From general maintenance to major overhauls, they'll treat you right. Call D&N Auto Specialist at 304-267-4078.
Washington Patriots leading the Cardinals 24-19. Time to take a look at some first-half stats. Let's start with individuals. The Spring Mills Cardinals are led, scoring by Jacob Gill-Wilson. He's got 7, including a 5 of 6 effort from the charity stripe. Has also knocked down 1 basket inside the three-point arc. That's the only basket that's been hit inside the three-point arc for Spring Mills. 6 points for Christian Balduke, and then a 3 apiece for Malachi Baker and Austin Davis. Baker hitting that big 3 at the end of the first quarter, deep on that left wing. Over to Washington, leading the way for them with 11 points. Mark Stats, he's knocked down a 3 and also gone 4-4 from the charity stripe. Terrence Jones has 8 for Washington, 4 points for Ronald Jackson, and 1 free throw for Mark Farrow. He is 1 for 2 from the charity stripe in that first half. Matt, some team numbers.
Well, Spring Mills has done a nice job on the boards. I have them with a 15-9 rebounding edge, but haven't necessarily been able to turn that into points. Many of those rebounds on the defensive end. The other issue, Spring Mills with 10 turnovers, just 3 for the Washington Patriots. Both teams 5 of 6 from the line. That's 83%. Washington has hit just 1 3. The final points of the first half on that 3 ball from Mark Stats, and there are 4 3-pointers in the books for Spring Mills, but all of those came in that opening quarter. They only got 1 shot from the floor in that second quarter.
All right, that is your stats in the first half. When we come back, we'll take a look at what else is going on around the Eastern Panhandle tonight and this weekend, and remind you of what's not going on this weekend as well. Your halftime score, Washington 24, Spring Mills 19. We're back in 2 minutes.
Here's to the grown-ups. Your car is now your office, stage, nursery. Sorry, Erie Insurance offers products that lots of other companies don't. That's a big deal, and it's a good deal, too. And with Erie, you get your own independent agent, not a giant corporate call center or some online robot. You meet with a real person, like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandSmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
This is Ben Copenhaver, your local alarm professional at Dynamark Atlantic Security. Did you know that home break-ins are 6% more likely during the day? That's right. The bad guys know when you're away, and they are smarter than you think. Dynamark Atlantic Security has the security solutions for you. Don't commit the error when the game is on the line. Phone me today at 304-671-2158 to learn how to play good defense against the bad guys. Dynamark Atlantic Security. Call today at 304-671-2158.
All right, Matt, when it comes to flooring, you can't beat luxury vinyl. It's waterproof, easy to clean and maintain, extremely durable, and looks great.
Are you nuts? Hardwood flooring's the way to go. It's durable, easy to maintain, matches every decor, and increases the value of your home instantly.
All right, one thing we can agree on is Trips Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring. They'll take care of you with great selection, service, and pricing.
Whether it's hardwood or luxury vinyl, call Trips at 304-229-7009.
Or visit TripsFloorSanding.com.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
Washington with a lead on the road at the half. Now let's quickly take a look at what else is going on around the area, and some news coming late this evening as we were just about to get on the air, and apparently no more Virginia basketball for Eastern Panhandle teams.
The word that we were given was that the VHSL that handles high school basketball in Virginia and the WVSSAC had spoken, and the Virginia schools saying that their winter sports season is officially done according to their chief governing body, meaning that the teams in Frederick County that are still playing are considered club teams. It is no longer officially winter, so no longer can they be considered as official teams. And, well, the WVSSAC says, hey, you can't play club teams. That's not the way it works. And so it's our understanding that all of those games against the Frederick County schools have now been canceled. I'm efforting with Steve Campbell to find out if that means the Musselman-Sharando games, boys and girls, going on tonight. But we certainly do know that the games for tomorrow are canceled, including Martinsburg at Millbrook.
Washington basketball to start the second half. A contested jump shot from the right side. That one up and good. Ronald Jackson gets point number 6 on the evening.
Yeah, good ball movement by Washington. They work it down to that right baseline and get a mid-range jumper. No hesitation. Catch, square, shoot.
26-19, the Patriot lead. Austin Davis has the basketball in the right corner now for Spring Mills. Back up top, Gil Wilson being tightly guarded by Christian Longerbeam. Gil Wilson driving left side to pick up that dribble just left of the foul line. Now Spring Mills working it around the horn. Keon Padmore Johnson cross-court pass to Malachi Baker. Back out top to Gil Wilson between the jump circles.
Well, you mentioned Gil Wilson didn't start this game, but starting the second half, and he earned it after coming in and scoring 7 in the second quarter.
Finds Malachi Baker, who then sends it out to Davis on the right wing. That three rattles in and out. Loose ball going out of bounds. It'll be Washington Patriot basketball.
Boy, they may have caught a break there. Looked like from this angle that may have been Puller the last to touch it. Again, that was Gil Wilson, though, battling inside, and ultimately they say it's out off of him.
Jalen Puller goes to Longerbeam on the left side. He thought about the corner three instead. Cross-court pass to Ronald Jackson. Now again, working it around the perimeter. Longerbeam going to go between the circles. Set up that offense, working to his right. Now to Stats. Stats never used that dribble before finding Ronald Jackson. Driving right side, nothing there. Kicks back out to Longerbeam. That three no good, but a foul down low. And we'll see who that goes on. I believe I just heard white ball, and that will go on Ronald Jackson. That's foul number 3 on him.
Yeah, early on in this third quarter for Jackson to be picking up that third foul and just going after that rebound, reached that arm out and ended up throwing down a Spring Mills player.
Padmore Johnson into the front court. Quincy Ray now has it in that left corner. Almost stolen as Jackson able to save it before going out of bounds. That is stolen.
Yeah, great job.
Washington basketball is Terrence Jones going to take the foul line to the left. Foul line extended jump shot and knock it down. He's now in double figures with 10 on the game.
Yeah, like that confidence there. Wide open, pull up off the dribble, hit that shot.
Gil Wilson being tightly guarded by Ronald Jackson. As we now get a turnover, as tight defense on the right side for Mark Stats being played on Christian Balduke, and it pushed him out of bounds. Turnover Spring Mills.
Yeah, that was a tough pass right on the sideline, and a good job by Stats applying that pressure. And Balduke had nothing that he could do, ended up kind of skipping and was on that line. Could have been a travel or out of bounds.
Longerbeam, little hesitation, looking to drive baseline. Almost forgot the basketball, so he went for that drive. Now back out to Terrence Jones straight away. He thought about the three instead. Will send it to the right elbow. That pull-up jump shot up and good. Ronald Jackson, he's now got 8 in the game, and a timeout taken by Spring Mill Cardinals head coach Luke Samples. A 30-second timeout. We'll take the 30-second break as well. Back with more third quarter action here. When we come back, it is Washington 30, Spring Mills 19.
Here's to the grown-ups. Your car is now your office, stage, nursery. Sorry. Erie Insurance offers products that lots of other companies don't. That's a big deal, and it's a good deal, too. And with Erie, you get your own independent agent, not a giant corporate call center or some online robot. You meet with a real person, like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandSmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
30-19, Washington leading Spring Mills. The Cardinals yet to score in the second half. 6 points since the halftime break for the Washington Patriots. And Matt, some news from the southern end of the county.
Yeah, Steve Campbell letting me know, yeah, they are playing. So that word came out very late. Again, we were getting set up for our pregame show that the Virginia schools would now be considered as club schools, as the VHSL, the Virginia High School League, had spoken to the WVSSAC saying that their winter sports season was officially over, and so that meant that games through the weekend against those Frederick County schools were being canceled. But Steve Campbell says, yep, they're playing tonight. I'm efforting to find out what will happen after that.
Spring Mills basketball, Gil Wilson being tightly guarded but gets it into the front court, and now we get a
carry.
Yeah, I was going to say, I couldn't tell whether he was going the arm or the palming / carry call, and that's what it is on Gil Wilson. Another turnover for Spring Mills. Jalen Pooler now going to set up the offense for Washington as he slowly brings it into the front court on that right side. Goes around a ball screen by Stats. You can tell they were looking for the pick and roll, but Stats tightly guarded. Terrence Jones with it now on the left side, works around a ball screen. Again, looking for that pick and roll opportunity. Instead, loses the basketball. Was looking for a pass and before he could corral it back in and ended up rolling away from him. Ball movement around the perimeter. A 3-ball put up from the left wing. That one no good for Ball Duke, but a offensive rebound for Malachi Baker. Sends it back out top to Keon Padmore Johnson. Out of Ball Duke on that left side. A bounce pass to Gil Wilson, driving left, little hesitation. Good up and under move as Jacob Gil Wilson now with 9 points on the evening.
Yeah, the junior with a very nice move. He has played well since coming in off the bench.
Pooler, a tightly contested jump shot from about 15 feet and knocks that one down.
Washington has come out of the locker room hot, and they are hitting those mid-range jump shots.
Gil Wilson tightly guarded in the front court, sends it right side to Malachi Baker. He's guarded by Stats, and we'll bring it out to the top of the arc. In between the jump circles now with that left-hand dribble. Sends it over to Gil Wilson, left wing. Again, he'll back it back out before sending it to Malachi Baker again straight away. Little head fake, but nothing there over to Gil Wilson, left wing. Just playing catch right now with Malachi Baker, who has it in between the jump circle. Back over to Gil Wilson on the left wing. Looking to drive in the lane now. Malachi Baker, right wing three. That one off the front of the iron, no good. But Ball Duke gets the offensive rebound. That put back up and good for Christian Ball Duke. He's now got 8.
Yeah, got off to that hot start with a couple of first quarter threes, able to get back in the scorers column now in this second half.
Pooler picks up that dribble before sending it between the circles to Terrence Jones. Jones driving right before giving it off to Longerbeam. Longerbeam, a step-back jump shot at the foul line. That one no good, but a foul down low. Going for that rebound. And it looks like that one going to go on 1-0, and that will go on number 10, Malachi Baker. That's his first of the second half, and first on Spring Mills here in the half. Baseline inbound, Jalen Pooler set to cue that inbound. Gets it into Stats, or attempts to. A rocket pass went off his arms, was somehow able to run it down as Gil Wilson couldn't corral it in either. Step back jump shot for Pooler. That one off the left side of the iron, front of the iron, no good. And Jacob Gil Wilson able to get the defensive rebound, now bring it into the front court himself with that left-handed dribble.
I'll give Stoudemire credit for keeping it alive and giving Washington that possession and Pooler the shot opportunity, but they could not convert.
Malachi Baker working to his right, trying to work on Mark Stats, but nothing there. Now Ball Duke has it on the right wing. Hasn't used that dribble. Now back up top to Malachi Baker. Keon Padmore Johnson, a bounce pass to a cutting Jacob Gil Wilson. He uses that right hand. Wasn't even looking at the basket. Just threw it up with the right hand off the glass and in. 32-25. Spring Mills is back within 7.
Very good cut without the ball. A great pass to get it to him, and then a wonderful no-look shot.
Bryson Fleming drives in the lane, draws contact, went up with the right-handed shot. That one didn't fall, but he'll go to the line for 2 from the charity stripe. Fleming still looking for his first 2 points of the evening. That foul going to go on to Austin Davis. That is foul number 3 on Davis, second of the half for Spring Mills.
They have just his second on the scoreboard. Right? Austin Davis?
Yeah, okay.
Foul number 2?
I had 2 for him for some reason in that first half. We'll just go 2 total now as that first free throw up and good for Bryson Fleming. He knocks down a pair from the charity stripe. Again, first 2 points of the game for the junior Fleming. 34-25, the Washington lead back out to 9 points. Padmore Johnson, left side. Gil Wilson had it in the left corner. He'll now back it out. Padmore Johnson straight away. Now to Ball Duke, who's going to try to drive baseline, going up left side. Looked like he got away with a walk. Slid a few feet on the baseline. Puts up the hook shot on the low block. Gets that one to fall.
Good effort. Got down there, able to spin, get a little separation from the defender, and put it up and in.
Pooler going to step just inside that right wing 3 and knock down the long jump shot. And right now, Jalen Pooler for points in the game, all 4 coming in quarter number 3 as we're under 2 minutes to play in the third quarter. Good crossover dribble for Gil Wilson. He'll send it to Davis on that right corner. Tightly guarded by Bryson Fleming. Has to send it back out top. Just in front of the midcourt jump circle, Malachi Baker now over to Balduke. That right wing, a few steps behind it. Malachi Baker again with the basketball. Now over to Gil Wilson being guarded by Stats.
Good aggressive man-to-man defense right now for Washington.
Ball almost poked away. Good defense by Christian Longerbeam. Spring Mills keeps possession, 1:24 on a running third quarter clock. Gil Wilson driving in left side. That one blocked away by Mark Stats. Now a 4-on-2 opportunity. Longerbeam to pull on the left wing. He'll slow it down. Now he'll take the contested 3. That one too strong off the back of the iron, and Jacob Gil Wilson comes down with the rebound. Matt Puller gave up an open 3 to take a contested one. Now 3 back the other way. Put up for Spring Mills on the left wing. That one no good for Balduke. But a second chance opportunity for Malachi Baker. Fights through some contact to get his first basket of the second half.
Well, and again, it was Gil Wilson. They kept that alive, giving Baker the chance to get that ball underneath, and then a good ball fake to get the defenders up, and then he puts it up and in.
40 seconds left in quarter number 3. A quick moving third quarter is Puller going to work around a ball screen, puts up the 3. That one no good, but Bryson Fleming an offensive rebound. Sends it out to Longerbeam. He'll put up the contested 3 from the left corner. That one too short off the side of the iron. Balduke gets the defensive rebound, now sends it to Gil Wilson, who will slowly bring it into the offensive end. And, Matt, you would imagine that Spring Mill's going to hold for the last shot.
I was just going to say, Washington certainly had no intention of doing that, did they?
Nope, not at all. Put up a couple of contested shots just to make sure they got that shot up, and a foul well away from the basket, just a few steps over midcourt. That one going to go on number 3, Terrence Jones, his first of the evening.
Yeah, just slightly too aggressive on that man-to-man defense, and it looks like Stats is going to come out and give him just a little extra break going into that third quarter break.
Coming in, number 32, Cameron Harrington, a senior. First time we've called his name tonight. 14 seconds, an inbounds pass goes to Malachi Baker. He's got it between the jump circles, really slowing it down with 7 seconds left. Some offense has got to start here as Baker drives left side. Underhand shot off the backboard, off the iron, no good, but a foul down low. That one going to go on Washington. We'll see who picks up that foul and gives Spring Mills an opportunity for one more shot. I'm going to go on 1-3. Bryson Fleming, his second.
Well, and that foul, they're going to call that as a shooting foul. I thought that was going after the rebound following the shot attempt.
It certainly looked like it was fighting for position, but Coach Samples will take that as Gil Wilson knocks down yet another free throw.
Yeah, very late whistle for being on the shot itself.
7 points from the charity stripe for Jacob Gil Wilson. A long 3 just in front of the midcourt stripe for Christian Longerbeam. That one no good, and we've played 3 here at Spring Mills High School. As we go to the fourth, the score, Washington 36, Spring Mills 31. We're back in 60 seconds.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
Craving lunch or dinner? The Cider Press restaurant inside Taylor's Farm Market has what you're craving. Awarded one of the 101 most unique places to eat in West Virginia, the Cider will fill you up with their delicious fresh orchard panini, mouth-watering smoker burger, farmer's daughter Cobb salad, and more. The Cider Press also serves a wide selection of craft beer and hard ciders. The Cider Press, serving lunch and dinner daily and where the food is fresh. You'll feel right at home. Now offering online ordering at ciderpressdeliandgrill.com.
Final quarter of action, ready to get underway here from Spring Mills High School. Right now it is the visiting Washington Patriots hold a 5-point lead, 36-31.
Well, I am just getting the confirmation from Steve Campbell that, yes, after tonight's games, those games for Musselman against Sharando, we were going to have that game on Monday, have already been canceled, but because of the late notice, the games did continue tonight.
Terrence Jones in transition. It was Spring Mills basketball to start the quarter. poked away, and Terrence Jones goes the other way in transition. He's now got 12.
And that's the thing that Spring Mills can't allow to happen as this game continues on. Each team scored 12 points in that third quarter, so it's still a 5-point deficit. Spring Mills can't afford those turnovers and easy Washington buckets.
Gil Wilson, a spin in the lane. We're going to get a foul from our back official driving the lane. Looking to see who that foul
looks like Jones
goes on. Yeah, Terrence Jones going to pick up his second. Both coming in this second half. Baseline inbound. Gil Wilson will cue that inbound for Spring Mills. Sends it back out. Baker has it. Thought about that big three. Instead, he'll send it to Gil Wilson in the left corner. A little hesitation before they send it around the horn. Now it's Padmore Johnson on that right wing for the three. That one no good. Off the fingertips of Ball Duke. He had a good opportunity for a putback bucket. Instead, Puller brings him to the front end for Washington. A running jump shot on the left side. That one no good. And Puller almost able and now does get his rebound before trying to send it outside. Malachi Baker right there to stop that pass. Quickly into the front court. Nobody wants a basketball right now on either side. Gil Wilson almost throws that one away, but is bailed out by a Mark Stats foul. That'll be his second.
That's Davis kind of fumbling, stumbling, bouncing the ball around off his knees and legs and hands, and eventually corralled it.
I was going to say, where's Chris Berman? Rumbling, fumbling, stumbling.
Wow.
A minute gone here in quarter number 4. Inbounds goes to Keon Padmore Johnson. Padmore Johnson has been very quiet in this game so far. No points on the stat sheet. Gil Wilson driving left side, puts up a shot, misses on the runner, but is fouled going up. That foul going to go on Ronald Jackson. And Matt, I would have that as his fourth.
Yep, I'm looking at the same thing, and that's a strong move. So right now you get that ball to Jacob Gil Wilson and give him the opportunity to take it right at him. You got to force Jackson on that defensive end. It's a chance to maybe get a starter out of there with his fifth foul.
Free throw up and good for Jacob Gil Wilson.
How about his night? 14 off the bench, and, man, he's been lighting it up from the foul line.
Yeah, 8 of those from the foul line. That's he right on cue, misses that one. There's that broadcaster's jinx you don't believe in.
Nope, but he's now 8 of 10 from the charity stripe.
Still
pretty darn good.
Very good average. Longerbeam drives baseline, goes up off the glass and in.
Yeah, very strong move. Longerbeam taking that one, no hesitation, had the baseline, got around the defender, strong to the rim.
First basket of the day for Christian Longerbeam. Extends that lead to 8 for Washington with 6:20 remaining in the ball game. Ball Duke picks up that dribble on the right wing, sends it back out top Malachi Baker. Being tightly guarded by Ronald Jackson. Jackson staying in the ball game, but playing, I'm sure, very cautiously defensively at the moment. Padmore Johnson to Austin Davis on that left side, picks up his dribble, now back out top to Malachi Baker. Quickly around the horn, Ball Duke had it momentarily, now Gil Wilson has it straight away. Right now Spring Mills just trying to find a lane. Gil Wilson thinks he has found it, drives right side, draws contact.
That's got to be the third on Longerbeam, who just could not stay up with the quickness of Gil Wilson, who gave him a little head fake to the left and then dribbled to his right and went right by the defender.
I was waiting to see whether they would say it was in the act of shooting or not, and I believe they are going to say that is a shooting foul. He was driving right side. It was a very in-between play on whether he was in the act of shooting quite yet. I thought he was still somewhat on the drive down that right side of the lane. But it will be 2 foul shots coming up, or at least now the front end of the 1-and-1. That is the case why he is at the line.
There it is, yes.
Looking at overall team fouls.
7 fouls now.
Gil Wilson, second free throw. That one off the right side of the iron, no good, and a lane violation. He knew it immediately and was trying to quickly get into the lane to get that offensive rebound.
Tell you, love his hustle. He has played an outstanding game since coming in off the bench in this one, back in that first quarter.
Stats has it down low on the low block and a bump foul down low. I believe that one going to go on number 10, Malachi Baker.
That's going to be the fourth on him. So Baker comes out, and Logan Clemens, the 5'8 senior, checks back in.
Clemens started the game. Really haven't seen him a whole lot since those first couple of minutes, Matt. Terrence Jones, the inbound from the sideline, gets it in to Ronald Jackson. Now Stats has it down the low block, sends it back out to Jones. Jones driving right side, sends it back out to Stats. Just right a straight away. He's going to try the three. That one too short off the iron. A whistle down low and a foul going for positioning on the rebound. That foul going to be on number 1, Logan Clemens, his second.
Well, I don't know how he got wrapped up in there with Bryson Fleming, but at the end of that, Fleming was just about throwing him out of bounds, but the foul already on Logan Clemens.
Baseline inbound, Puller sends it into Stats on the low block. He's got the size. Turnaround jump shot in the lane, rolls around and does not fall. Goes out of bounds. Last touching a Washington Patriot. It's Cardinals basketball.
Yeah, that one apparently going off of Ronald Jackson. And so the Cardinals have it, and they really need to make something happen here.
Down by 7, 40-33. Gil Wilson drives in, kicks it out. Quincy Ray, that three up and good. Quincy Ray, his first basket of the evening. It's a three from the left corner. Now Washington quickly back the other way. Loose ball and a turnover for the Patriots. Good defense for Spring Mills. That coming right after good offense. Gil Wilson has it in the front court. Uses that right-hand dribble. Now sends it over to Quincy Ray. Ray almost lost that basketball, able to corral it in. Now Gil Wilson has it in between the jump circles. Backs up almost to midcourt with that right-hand dribble. Now over that right side. Ball Duke has it tightly guarded by Mark Stats. Going to try to drive baseline and forgets the basketball. It goes out of bounds. Turnover Spring Mills. And what would have been a big possession for them if they could find the basket turns into a turnover, a timeout taken by Coach Hilliard of Washington. It is I believe a full timeout.
30-second
timeout. We'll keep it right here for this 30-second break. Our high school basketball coverage is presented by Smallwood & Small Insurance and the Cider Press Restaurant, but we also could not do this broadcast without our other contributing sponsors, Trips Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring, Chris Ross with Milestone Realty, the Mortgage Center, Dynamark Atlantic Security, Ollie's VIP Northside, Art McBee Insurance, and DNN Auto Specialists. And our Palace Lounge postgame show just about 4 minutes from right now, 4:44 on the clock to our right on the scoreboard.
All right, Matt, just to answer a couple of questions that may come to your mind and our listeners' and viewers' minds as well with the situation with the Virginia schools. Steve Campbell telling me, yes, the games tonight for Musselman, as they were already traveling indoor, hosting and so forth, those games are being played and will count, and all of the games that have already been played will count as far as the local teams' stats and standings.
Yeah, that was my biggest question is, okay, do those games that have already played, because it's been a lot of games between the EPAC and Frederick County, Virginia. So were those games going to count? Under 4:30 left to play in the game. Bryson Fleming with the basketball for Washington. Bounce pass down low to Ronald Jackson. Had it on the low block. Had it poked away. Was able to get it back out to Fleming, now to Terrence Jones. Jones slowing it down, and I'm sure that's what that timeout was. Hey, guys, let's slow it down and take some time off the clock. Driving in the lane, drawing a foul on the shot is Bryson Fleming. He'll go to the line for two.
Yeah, good, strong drive off this left wing, moving to his right.
That foul going to go on Quincy Ray, his second.
Able to get that ball up to the rim, almost a three-point opportunity, but it rolled around and came out.
Fleming 2 for 2 from the line so far in this one. His third foul shot of the day, up and through.
Good high arc.
He's now got 3 points on the evening, and all have come from that charity stripe.
That big, deep knee bend to let it go and puts it up and through. There it is again, that high arc.
And a foul down low after the missed foul shot. That's going to go on 34. Mark Stats, his third. So Fleming goes 1 of 2 from the line. He's now 3 for 4 on the day. And a foul away from the ball. That should be a 1-and-1 down at the other end of the floor.
Well, we just got word, too. Oklahoma State has upset Baylor in the Big 12 Conference Tournament after their win against West Virginia in the quarterfinal round.
What could have been. And we should, again, the referees get together, 18 fouls, and should have been a 1-and-1 opportunity, and now they will grant a 1-and-1. It'll be Jacob Gil Wilson.
He has lived at the line tonight.
He has. I'm running out of room for free throws on my stat sheet. I haven't seen a player take this many free throws in quite a while, as the first one hit just about every part of the rim before finding the bottom of the net.
10 for 13 from the line after that one.
Not a bad night.
Not at all.
Second foul shot for Gil Wilson. Once again, hits about every part of the rim before falling through. And a tight one down the stretch. Now a single possession game, 41-38. Washington in the lead. Stats with the basketball, sends it back out to Terrence Jones.
Let's see what this young Spring Mills team has learned, right? We talked about it in the pregame show. 0-2, but combined losses by just 6 points, and they've had opportunities. I know that for Coach Luke Samples, he wants to see how much his team has learned in this situation.
Terrence Jones with the basketball slowly. Not even quite running an offense right now for Washington, just running some precious seconds off the clock as we have 3:30 remaining. A loose ball on the deck, and Keon Padmore Johnson able to come up with it. Spring Mills can tie it with a 3, get within 1 with a 2-point basket.
Yeah, Ronald Jackson making a drive into the lane, lost control of the ball, and it was a steal for the Cardinals.
Driving in right side, an acrobatic shot put up by Christian Balduke, no good, but an offensive rebound gives another opportunity, and how about a tie ball game? 3 from the right wing. Keon Padmore Johnson, a heck of a time to get his first points of the game.
And again, who was it that kept it alive? Gil Wilson, able to tip that ball out and allow Padmore Johnson the open 3.
A foul back the other way. And that foul going to go on 14. Quincy Ray, his 3rd of the night, 2nd in this second half. Let's see if Washington can respond as we have under 3 to play here from the Cardinal Coliseum.
16 fouls now for the Cardinals. Next foul will put the Patriots at the line.
Polar foul line extended from the left side, jump shot. That one no good. Malachi Baker with the defensive rebound. Spring Mills can take the lead for the first time in a very long time in this basketball game. Matt, was it 3-2?
It was 3-0. Remember, and then the Patriots got their first bucket, and then Washington took that 4-3 lead, and they've led ever since.
Quincy Ray with the basketball, cross-court Malachi Baker. Now in the corner, Keon Padmore Johnson. Bounce pass almost taken away by Stats. A dangerous bounce pass, Gil Wilson. Now with the basketball, slowing it up, working on Stats. A speed mismatch here as Gil Wilson driving in the lane. That floater up and good at the back of the iron, then fell through. 43-41, Spring Mills on top. Terrence Jones with the basketball as the energy has come back to life here at Spring Mills. Stats down low in the lane, and a foul as he's fighting through a double team down low. And with that being foul number 7, that should be a 1-and-1 for Mark Stats, who has done pretty well from the foul line today.
No, that is Gil Wilson who will be called with the personal, and I think that'll be a 2-shot foul. They are going to say 1-and-1.
Yeah, I think still making that move, hadn't quite put up the shot yet.
I'm a bit surprised by that. I would have called that a 2-shot foul, the way that he was spinning. He was in the act or motion of making the spin and the shot all at once. I'm a bit surprised. Let's see if he can knock it down.
Stats first foul shot up and through.
He is 5 for 5 from the line tonight. He's got 12 points, but that's his first in the second half, Matt.
Let's see if he can tie this game back up at 43. Exactly 2 minutes left on the clock. Second foul shot for Stats. That one up and through.
Looks like we have perhaps a foul afterwards. They're going to count the free throw.
And, yeah, that foul, I believe that's going to be another one on Gil Wilson. Or, no, that one going to go on 1 for Quincy Ray. No, they're now adjusted. It's a foul on Washington.
So the foul is on Bryson Fleming for a push in trying to establish some position should that free throw have been missed.
Full timeout taken here. Let's go ahead and send it back to the station to take a 30-second break. Don't go anywhere. We have a tie ball game late here from Spring Mills, 43 apiece. We're back in 30 seconds.
Ollie's VIP Northside is the best local spot to catch all of your favorite high school, college, and pro sports, or to hang out with friends. Ollie's has a great beer and cocktail menu, along with a food menu that will blow you away. Ollie's offers multiple TVs to watch the game of your choice from anywhere at the bar, or their outdoor patio with cornhole and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP Northside. We'll see you for the game.
Welcome back into Spring Mills High School, 43-43 our score. Washington has held the lead the majority of this basketball game. It was a 3 to tie it for Keon Padmore Johnson, and then a 2 by Jacob Gil Wilson to take the lead momentarily. Mark Stats just tied the game back up once more with 2 from the charity stripe.
Matt, we had not been tied the whole night until that 41-all tie, and now here we are tied again at 43.
It'll be a 1-and-1 opportunity for Jacob Gill Wilson. And it seems like if there's been anybody at the line tonight for Spring Mills, it has been him as the front end of the 1-and-1 up and through, and that is where he has made his money tonight.
12 out of 15 from the line tonight for him.
And both coaches having a conversation with our official at midcourt as Gill Wilson knocks down 2 free throws. Spring Mills back up 45-43. Terrence Jones with it, thought about the 3 or maybe just a pump fake to keep Quincy Ray honest. He's now between the jump circles, working to his right, handing it off to Pooler. 1:45 remaining in the ball game. Pooler works around a ball screen, working left side, kicks it out to Bryson Fleming in the left corner. Now back to Pooler just inside that 3-point line. Stats, he has it. Left wing 3 up and good.
He hit one of those right at the horn at the half, and that is a huge one here.
46-45 Washington back out in front by 1. Gill Wilson into the front court for Spring Mills. Working to his right, nothing there. A couple between the leg dribbles, and right now Spring Mills willing to take their time. Good crossover dribble for Gill Wilson. Now right side, I thought Keon Padmore Johnson may put up that 3. Instead, they'll work it back around the horn. Quincy Ray with the basketball. We're giving it back up to Keon Padmore Johnson. Now Gill Wilson with the basketball. He's going to drive in on a Stats driving in the lane, and a player control foul on Jacob Gill Wilson, his second of the night. And a big charge taken down low for Washington.
Absolutely. That goes as a turnover as well as the offensive foul. And that is going to lead to a timeout for Luke Samples.
Let's go ahead and send it back to the studio. Take a full timeout. Let's make it a 60-second break back at the studio. 46-45, Washington leading Spring Mills by 1. We're back in a minute.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
Craving lunch or dinner? The Cider Press restaurant inside Taylor's Farm Market has what you're craving. Awarded one of the 101 most unique places to eat in West Virginia, the Cider will fill you up with their delicious fresh orchard panini, mouth-watering smoker burger, farmer's daughter Cobb salad, and more. The Cider Press also serves a wide selection of craft beer and hard ciders. The Cider Press, serving lunch and dinner daily and where the food is fresh. You'll feel right at home. Now offering online ordering at ciderpressdeliandgrill.com.
Welcome back into Spring Mills High School. 57.2 seconds remaining in the game. Washington leads Spring Mills 46-45. And, Matt, there was a conversation between both head coaches before the last couple of free throws taken by Jacob Gill Wilson. I think the conversation with Coach Hilliard was, look, we're making sure the right person's going to the line for these fouls, because you look at the free throws, 16 taken for Spring Mills. All 16 have been from Jacob Gill Wilson.
And thankfully for Spring Mills, he's knocking them down. He's hit 13.
Traveling violation deep in the backcourt for Jalen Puller. And he, again, I think just used that pivot foot and shuffled those feet before he used that first dribble, looking up court to see where that pass was going to be.
Yeah, and there wasn't a ton of pressure, a little bit there, but certainly not enough that you would have expected that.
Baseline inbound for Gill Wilson. Bounce pass off the inbound. A great cut for Christian Balduke, who finishes with the right hand. Spring Mills back up top by 1, 47-46. Puller with the basketball right side. Drives in the lane. Floater with the left hand off the iron. That one no good. Ball still bouncing around out of bounds. It'll be Spring Mills basketball.
Yeah, good look that time. Stats able to get it right there to the rim, but then as it bounced around and came out, I think he was the last to touch it. Spring Mills with the lead and the ball, 42.7 left.
The press now back on for Washington. We haven't seen this really this tightly guarded in the backcourt since the first quarter. Quincy Ray gets that inbound, brings it into the front court. Now down to Balduke in the left corner. How long does Washington play defense before they foul? Bryson Fleming trying to take that basketball away, and a good job by Spring Mills just keeping possession of the basketball. Now we get a foul. And who else? Jacob Gill Wilson going to go to the line. And, Matt, I think if I'm Washington, I'm waiting until he passes the basketball. I'm fouling anybody but him to make them go to the line in this situation with 27.1.
He has been the guy at the line, 13 of 16. Let's see what he does here.
Takes his time at the line. The first foul shot, too strong off the back of the iron.
Still a chance to make it a 2-point lead.
Again, a deep breath. Here comes that second foul shot. That one up and through. Washington Patriot basketball, under 25 to play. Puller works to the right. That's Terrence Jones. He'll bring it back out top. Working straight away, just inside that three-point arc. Pits up that dribble. Now gets it to Ronald Jackson. Down low to Stats. Goes up. That one blocked. A loose ball in the right corner and run down by Malachi Baker. Gets it up to Quincy Ray, who gets fouled and will go to the line to try to make it a two-possession game with 9.9 remaining. And a good look for Stats. And you like that size mismatch down low, but just blocked, and a great job on the defensive end of the floor for Spring Mills.
Now stripped of the basketball before he could ever really go up. It wasn't like he was even getting that chance to shoot. That ball ended up carrying over into that far corner, and great hustle as Baker able to get to it. And now 2 free throws could just about do it, although with 9 seconds, still a lot of time left.
Yeah, a lot of time for a Patriot team that is very, very quick getting up the floor.
Big thing to remember now, though, for the Cardinals, no timeouts remaining. No doubt that Coach Samples and his staff are reminding their players of that situation right now.
And, Matt, I have to correct myself. There may not have been a foul. That may have been a timeout taken before a foul. So I think it's going to be a sideline inbound based on where our referee is standing right now. My apologies. I thought there was a foul there on Quincy Ray as soon as he got the basketball. But no, it'll be an inbound on the far sideline for Spring Mills.
Yeah, I think Coach Samples may have come up the sideline calling for that timeout as the ball was corralled. So, yep, no free throws, no chance then to add to the lead.
And big here, Gil Wilson, the one inbounding. So odds are he will not be fouled if Washington is able to foul the first player that gets the basketball. Inbound from that far sideline. Gets it in. That's Malachi Baker into the front court, and he gets fouled with 7.6 remaining. So Baker going to be the first Cardinal to go to the line other than Jacob Gil Wilson. This will be free throw number 19 for Spring Mills. And now just the second player to take one.
Well, and for Baker, he hit a 3 in the opening quarter, hit a shot from the floor in the third quarter. He's got 5 total points.
Foul shot, too strong with the back of the iron.
Whoa, he gets 2.
There should be 2. Yeah, 10-team fouls. So the first one no good, but an opportunity to still make it a 3-point game for Malachi Baker.
Coach Hilliard going to say that there should be a little time put back on that clock as things started after what looked like the rebound and then action headed the other way.
I believe there should be a little over 7 seconds. 7.6, I believe, is when that foul happened.
So they will put a little time back. Let's see exactly how much time they will put back. Or maybe it's too difficult to put that time back. They will just start the clock on a particular motion by an official. I'm not sure. No.
8 minutes left. Let's play more basketball.
Well, hey, there's still that opportunity.
7.2 seconds. There it is.
We could end up with a tie game as all of this plays out.
Second foul shot for Baker off the left side of the iron. No good. He goes 0 for 2. And now a whistle blows, and I'm not sure what the whistle is for.
I think timeout.
Timeout taken. There was no indication given with the whistle, but a timeout taken by Trent Hilliard for Washington. We'll see if this is a 30-second or a full timeout. That's a full. Let's send it back to the studio, take a 30-second break. We're back with Washington trying to win it or tie it when we come back. It is 48-46. Spring Mills with the lead over Washington. We're back in 30.
Craving lunch or dinner? The Cider Press restaurant inside Taylor's Farm Market has what you're craving. Awarded one of the 101 most unique places to eat in West Virginia, the Cider will fill you up with their delicious fresh orchard panini, mouth-watering smoker burger, farmer's daughter Cobb salad, and more. The Cider Press also serves a wide selection of craft beer and hard ciders. The Cider Press, serving lunch and dinner daily and where the food is fresh. You'll feel right at home. Now offering online ordering at Cider Press Deli and Grill.com.
Welcome back into Spring Mills High School. Washington led the majority of this basketball game. It was a late run for Spring Mills, which now has them up 48-46 as we have just seconds left to play in this basketball game. Washington with the ball. 2 points would tie it. A 3 would give them the win. 5.5 is the time on the scoreboard to our right.
All right, Matt, are you going for the win or are you trying to get it down inside? They went to Stats the last time, and he had the ball stripped away.
I'm trying to set up Stats for a 3 here. Jones with it straight away. Somebody's got to put a shot up here. 2 seconds. A runner with the right hand. Rolls around and falls through. We're going to overtime.
What a job by Terrence Jones to take it down the right side of the lane and got to the rim and finger rolled it up. It rolled around but dropped through. How about some free basketball on this Friday night?
Let's do it. What a take for Terrence Jones. It really didn't look like he had anything on that right side. Put up the underhand shot, got it to fall through, tied at 48. Let's go to overtime. What a basketball game we've seen here, Matt.
Yeah, and what a comeback really for both teams. I mean, you go into that fourth quarter and Spring Mills is down by 5, and then Spring Mills able to get the rally going. They actually get the lead. I mean, we had our first tie at 41. We were tied again at 43. Then you saw a 45-43 lead for Spring Mills. Washington regains the lead at 46-45. Spring Mills back out in front, 47-46, 48-46, and then we end up with the finger roll at the buzzer to tie it again. Our third tie of the game sends us into overtime. What a final 2 minutes. Really, 3 minutes and 6 seconds in this one.
And what a great way to start EPAC basketball.
Yes.
This is the first EPAC matchup for anybody on the schedule this year, and this is a great way to start Eastern Panhandle Athletic Conference action on this Friday night. 48-48 as we begin overtime. Washington will get the basketball. Again, all that due to possession arrow. 4 minutes is up on the clock to our right.
Hey, 22 points, by the way, off the bench for Jacob Gill Wilson. What a night he has had.
Puller into the front court with that right-hand dribble. Brings it to the left, now sends it back out top. Bryson Fleming with the basketball between the circles. They will slow it down. 15 seconds gone.
Well, right now the Cardinals staying back. Looks like they're still playing a man-to-man, but they are going to be very patient.
Puller straight away, being guarded by Keon Padmore Johnson. And right now, Spring Mills very content to let Washington just take some time off the clock. Right now, Washington hasn't gotten it inside the three-point arc yet on this possession as we're 40 seconds in to our overtime period.
Oh, here it is. Limit possessions if you can over these 4 minutes. Of course, if you do that, every one of them has to count. And when you run a lot of time off the clock, it's easy to end up making a mistake.
Bryson Fleming just relaxing and getting his dribbles in as we are 1 minute gone here in the overtime period.
And you saw Puller break on a backdoor type cut. Not open, but I think that's exactly what Washington is hoping to do. Maybe lull Spring Mills to sleep and get an easy 2.
Terrence Jones now with the basketball between the circles. Couple between the leg dribbles. Will he try to go in the lane? Thought about it momentarily. Almost lost the basketball. Now he's got to slow it back down. Back out to Bryson Fleming. 1.5 minutes gone here in overtime. Now Fleming going to work to the right, looking for Jones in the backdoor cut, but good defense by Balduke to make sure that didn't happen. Now back out to Terrence Jones. Just on the beak right now, that Spring Mill Cardinal logo at midcourt. Jones working to the left. He had the tying bucket in regulation. Almost 2 minutes gone here in overtime, 2 minutes and 10 seconds on that clock to our right. Jalen Puller with the basketball. He's on that right wing, back out top to Bryson Fleming. We are now 2 minutes gone in the overtime period. Back out to Jones straight away. And definitely unique overtime period we have seen so far.
Well, Coach Hilliard with the offense right in front of him, continuing to give out the instructions. And so far, Washington getting just what they want, maintaining the possession, running time off the clock, limiting any opportunities for Spring Mills.
Puller working to his right, sends it back out top to Jones. Jones now going to drive the right side. That one picked off by Keon Padmore Johnson. The ball got poked up in the air, and Padmore Johnson able to corral it. Malachi Baker has it in the right corner, 1:20 remaining in overtime, and a timeout taken by Luke Samples. Let's go ahead and take the 30-second break as well. Back with more overtime when we come back. Still tied at 48. We're back in 30 seconds.
Craving lunch or dinner? The Cider Press restaurant inside Taylor's Farm Market has what you're craving. Awarded one of the 101 most unique places to eat in West Virginia, the Cider will fill you up with their delicious fresh orchard panini, mouth-watering smoker burger, farmer's daughter Cobb salad, and more. The Cider Press also serves a wide selection of craft beer and hard ciders. The Cider Press, serving lunch and dinner daily and where the food is fresh. You'll feel right at home. Now offering online ordering at ciderpressdeliandgrill.com.
And then they should get...
Bring it onto the air, Mr. Miller, tied at 48. You have some discrepancies with the score sheet here?
Well, I'm just looking and noticing going into the overtime period, right, each coach gets one timeout for that overtime session, and the Cardinals needed it because Coach Samples had used all of his in regulation. I still had one remaining for the Patriots, and they do still have one on the board for them, but if you add that timeout for the overtime, I would still have two left for Coach Hilliard, and those timeouts could be very important the way this one is playing out, still tied at 48, and under 2 minutes now to play in the overtime.
Yeah, a minute and 21 seconds is what is left. And we have not seen – 4 minutes is the clock that is put up in overtime. We have not seen a shot put up in overtime. Washington held the basketball till about a minute and 45 seconds.
And what did I tell you earlier? It's hard to hold the basketball that long without making a mistake, and Washington ultimately did, never got a shot.
Gil Wilson inbounds it to Keon Padmore Johnson. He will send a looping cross-court pass to Malachi Baker, who is tightly guarded. A couple of cross-court passes. Now Padmore Johnson has it again on the right side. Again, a dangerous pass across the court as Spring Mills works it around the perimeter. Working a little Washington offense here. Taking their time. Padmore Johnson, cross-court pass to Malachi Baker, back out to Quincy Ray. We're under a minute to play in overtime, still tied at 48.
Washington in that zone defense, but really trying to stretch it out beyond that three-point arc.
Malachi Baker back over to Keon Padmore Johnson. Now he'll play catch with Malachi Baker just in front of that midcourt line. 40 seconds remaining in overtime. Will we get a shot put up in overtime? You would imagine we'd see at least one. Will it be a game winner? 30 seconds left in overtime. Keon Padmore Johnson with that right-hand dribble. No urgency yet in the Spring Mills offensive set. Back over to Malachi Baker. 20 seconds remaining in overtime. Looks like Spring Mills is going to get a shot up, but again, will it be the one to win it? Cross-court pass, and I think if Puller got a little airborne, he may have been able to pick off that pass. Now a double team just in front of the midcourt line. 7 seconds left. 6 seconds left. Keon Padmore Johnson straight away. Will he put up the last shot? Goes over to Malachi Baker. Now a three. Left corner at the buzzer. That one the side of the backboard. No good. And if you're a fan of overtime, we got another one coming up for you. The first overtime. No points scored. Just one shot put up. We are still tied at 48. A 1 minute break to take. When we come back, we'll have overtime number 2 between Washington and Spring Mills.
The Art McBee Insurance Agency is proud to be a sponsor of EPAC Basketball. We're an independent insurance agency representing many top insurance companies. We offer home, auto, business, life, and health policies. Call us at 304-263-6906 or stop in at 824 North Queen Street in Martinsburg for a no-obligation quotation. Offices in Martinsburg and Berkeley Springs. This is Matt Miller, along with my wife, Dale.
As homeowners, we've been through the mortgage process several times, and each time we went to Mark and Cheryl Savitt at the Mortgage Center.
They treat you like family with personal one-on-one service, walking with you through the process from application to settlement.
Plus, low interest rates and closing costs.
The Mortgage Center is on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Phone 304-267-9040.
Or online at mortgagefinancing.com. NMLS number 237527, Equal Housing Lender.
Just past 9 o'clock here at Spring Mills High School as we head to overtime number 2, the first overtime scoreless. So our score at the end of regulation remains. Our score is Spring Mills and Washington tied at 48.
Hey, this is the 15th meeting between these two programs. Ready? each has won 7. It's been a series sweep in every year for whoever has won except for 2018. And that year in a game at Washington, these two programs went double overtime, and Spring Mills won that one 63-61. We're in our second overtime now.
Spring Mills gets the basketball almost thrown away, but somehow finds its way to Christian Balduke, and he connects on the right side with the layup. Spring Mills takes a 50-48 lead. Quickly back the other way offensively. Terrence Jones knocks down the foul line jump shot.
Well, let's tie it back up again. Our 4th tie in this one. And how about Jones? He hit the runner to tie it at the end of regulation and didn't hesitate to hit that just beyond the foul line jumper there to tie it up.
See a little bit tighter defense here. It's going to be harder for Spring Mills to just hold on to the basketball as Washington playing tighter zone defense.
Well, Washington almost forced a turnover on that first possession, but the ball ended up to Balduke.
Loose ball, Quincy Ray pokes it out as just able to corral in Malachi Baker. And Washington, very stiff defense here. Quincy Ray has it on the low block, and a foul down low. Believe that one's going to go on 34. Mark Stats. But a second Patriot there. We'll see who they get it on. It is going to go on 34, Mark Stats. That'll be foul number 4 on him.
That'll be actually foul number 5 on him, Matt. He is out with 3:03 to play in this second overtime.
And it looks like Cameron Harrington is going to be the big man that comes in.
Boy, how about 16 points for Stats? 6 for 6 from the line. He hit a couple of threes, including the one right at the end of the half. Hit a big one in that fourth quarter as well. His put him back up 46-45 after Spring Mills had taken the lead. That was about a minute and 26 left in regulation, so they will miss him through this final 3:03 of the second overtime.
Quincy Ray at the line. First foul shot too strong off the back of the iron.
Hey, somebody's got to win it here. I'm out of room on my scoring sheet.
I was going to say, I'm right there with you, buddy. Second foul shot for Quincy Ray. A high arcing shot, that one. Up and through. He's now 1 for 2 from the charity stripe in the game. 51-50. Spring Mills with the lead. Under 3 to play in double overtime. Terrence Jones, a steady dribble. And I wonder if Coach Hilliard's going to hold for the last shot to win it, period. I can't imagine with 2:45 that would be the goal. But right now, taking their time as Bryson Fleming works to the left, driving in left side off the low block. Layup up and good off the glass. Bryson Fleming puts Washington up 52-51.
Yeah, that is a great move, and the guy underneath took the defense out with him. That helped to open that lane, and Fleming went in with a left hand but shot it with a right hand.
Balduke from the right side. That jump shot off the side of the iron, no good. Defensive rebound down low for Roland Jackson, and a foul going after that loose ball, and I believe they're going to get that on Jacob Gill-Wilson. He was the only one back, and they will.
That'll be just his third, but we go to the other end where Ronald Jackson, the senior, heads to the charity stripe for the first time in this one. 8 points through regulation and our first overtime.
2:17 remaining on the clock. This could put Washington up by 3 if he's able to knock down both of these foul shots. First one for Jackson, up and through.
That's a huge one because that was the front end of the 1-and-1. Next foul for the Cardinals will be their 10th, and then it becomes a double bonus situation for both teams.
Jackson takes his time at the free throw line. Second foul shot off the front of the iron, no good. Malachi Baker with the rebound.
Tell you, Spring Mills has done an outstanding job on the boards in this one. I've got them with a large rebounding edge.
53-51. Cardinal basketball, just over 2 minutes to play in the second overtime. Almost stolen down low by Ronald Jackson, but it's ran out of real estate.
Well, and the ball ended up hitting his knee and caroming, and he just couldn't save it as it went shooting out of bounds.
But I think even if he catches that one cleanly, I'm not sure what he's doing in that corner. As we get a timeout called by Washington Patriot head coach Trent Hilliard. Let's go ahead and take the break as well. A 30-second break back at the studio. Don't want to miss any game action here. 53-51, Washington leads Spring Mills in our second overtime session. We're back in 30 seconds.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood and Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
Timeout's still a question here at the scorer's table with each overtime session because Washington brought one into that first overtime. So theoretically, they should still have one left and not just the one that Spring Mills has. Out of the timeout, 2:03 remaining in the game, 53-51, Washington with the lead. Tied at 48 at the end of regulation, scoreless through the first overtime. So went in tied at 48 here to double overtime. Cardinal basketball, 3 from the right corner, put up by Ball Duke. That one no good. Loose ball goes out of bounds. Last touching Spring Mills. Patriot basketball under 2 to play.
Yeah, Jacob Gill-Wilson hustling for it, but that ball got tipped and took a bounce. He tried to get out of the way because he just couldn't get his hands anywhere near it and went off of his leg.
Puller into the front court, but just barely for Washington is no doubt they will definitely slow down the offensive set here. We've seen that throughout both overtimes so far when the Patriots have had the basketball.
Tell you, it's been fun watching Coach Hilliard on this sideline directing his troops.
Terrence Jones driving right side, has to pull it back out. Cross court to Bryson Fleming. He's on that left wing for sending it back out top. Dangerous pass.
Yes.
So Ronald Jackson right there. I thought Quincy Ray had an opportunity to take that basketball away. 1:15 remaining in double overtime. If you're Washington, you want one more basket. Puller will hold the basketball just inside of the offensive end of the court for Washington. Back out to Terrence Jones straight away. Under a minute to play in double overtime. Washington with the basketball in the lead, 53-51. Bryson Fleming now with the basketball just in front of that logo at midcourt. Now works to his right before going back out top, Terrence Jones.
They're working a pair of high post players that are setting screens for those guards to circle around, pop out, take the basketball without a lot of pressure on them.
We now get a foul called, and that one is going to go on Jacob Gill-Wilson. And, man, I'd have that as number 4 on him. The scoreboard says just number 3.
Yeah, I'm with you. I would be in that same spot.
It'll be the double bonus for Terrence Jones. 2 big free throws for him. First foul shot off the iron, no good. His first foul shot of the night was that last one.
Tell you, he's had a good evening. 16 points, and, of course, that runner right to the rim at the end of regulation to tie it up at 48.
Big foul shot here for Jones. Front of the iron, back of the iron, no good. He missed a pair, and a big pair. Loose ball going out of bounds. Our referee's going to talk to one another about who gets the basketball. A couple of players diving for it, going out of bounds.
From our vantage point, that is clearly off of Jacob Gill-Wilson, who
they're going to call a jump ball
after it. And either way, it's going to leave it with Washington. But if you're the Patriots, you hate to lose the jump ball in that situation. Gill-Wilson just with a tremendous effort trying to save that ball. And it ended up going out of bounds up near the scorer's table as he was throwing it back down the floor, trying to get it to a teammate while falling down.
Inbound is just in front of the Patriots bench. They do get it in. Jones with the basketball back. How long will Spring Mills let them play before fouling? A trap, and now we get a foul, or no, we get a timeout.
Yes.
Timeout called. That one going to be taken by Trent Hilliard. Let's keep it right here with just 37.3 left. Our presenting sponsors for high school basketball all season long are Smallwood & Small Insurance Agency and the Cider Press Restaurant.
If this is any indication of what EPAC basketball is going to be like here in this shortened 2020-2021 campaign, this is going to be a lot of fun.
After this game on the radio side, we will join the Pac-12 semifinals, as that is our beginning of March Madness coverage from Westwood One.
And we will have that title game coming your way tomorrow night. We'll also have a pair of SEC semifinals tomorrow afternoon and the SEC championship game on Sunday, the AAC title game on Sunday as well. And then we're efforting right now to carry the Selection Sunday show from CBS and let you know where the Mountaineers will be playing, what their seed will be with the tournament starting next week.
I'm thinking 3 or 4. I don't think they go higher than 3. I don't think they go lower than 4.
I know 5 don't think 3.
5's been thrown out there a time or two, but I definitely see them as most likely a 4 seed. Out of the timeout, 53-51, Washington with the lead, 37.3 left in the game. Inbounds goes to Puller. He's driving baseline, bounce pass over to Bryson Fleming. No shot put up, and wisely Washington taking some time off the clock. Puller with the basketball. In between the circles, moving to his right. No foul yet as he goes back out top to Bryson Fleming. 20 seconds left, 19 seconds left. Imagine we get a foul here soon, and there we do. I'm going to go on number 11, Christian Bolduc. His first of the night.
Yes, it is. And I tell you, this sophomore has been very impressive. The 6'1 sophomore has 14 points. Hey, by the way, Musselman beating Sharando 56-50 tonight. Thank you, Artie Hartman.
First foul shot up and good for Bryson Fleming. And that makes it a 3-point game. But the next foul shot, biggest one of the game so far, could make it a 2-possession game. And Fleming does just that, knocks down a pair to make it a 4-point game with 17, 16, 15 seconds left. 55-51, a dangerous pass down in the right corner, and Spring Mill's not even going to get a shot up. Bryson Fleming tips that one up in the air. Now Ronald Jackson bringing it into the front court. 4 seconds left, 3 seconds left as Jones driving baseline, puts a shot up. That one blocked. The horn sounds, and in double overtime, the Washington Patriots get the win, 55-51. They've now won 3 in a row. Spring Mills will stay winless on this young season. A 2-minute break to take, and we come back to start the Palace Lounge post-game show and recap what was a great night of basketball from here at the Cardinal Coliseum. That coming up after this 2-minute timeout. In double overtime, Washington gets the win over Spring Mills, 55-51.
Babe, I'm hungry.
Where do you want to go?
I don't know. You pick.
Chinese?
No, not feeling it.
Mexican?
No, we just had that over the weekend.
You pick.
Let's go to the Cider Press restaurant. They have a new smoker burger. I think you'd really like it.
The Cider Press restaurant inside Taylor's Farm Market has what you're craving, where the food is fresh and you feel right at home. Exit 5 right off I-81 in Inwood or online at ciderpressdeliandgrill.com.
This is Ben Copenhaver, your local alarm professional at Dynamark Atlantic Security. Did you know that home break-ins are 6% more likely during the day? That's right. The bad guys know when you're away, and they are smarter than you think. Dynamark Atlantic Security has the security solutions for you. Don't commit the error when the game is on the line. Phone me today at 304-671-2158 to learn how to play good defense against the bad guys. Dynamark Atlantic Security. Call today at 304-671-2158.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
This is Matt Miller, along with my wife, Dale.
As homeowners, we've been through the mortgage process several times, and each time we went to Mark and Cheryl Savitt at the Mortgage Center.
They treat you like family with personal one-on-one service, walking with you through the process from application to settlement.
Plus, low interest rates and closing costs.
The Mortgage Center is on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Phone 304-267-9040.
Or online at mortgagefinancing.com. NMLS number 237527, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back into Spring Mills High School, a double overtime thriller to open up EPAC basketball around the area, and it is Washington improving to 3-1 with a 55-51 win. Matt Crawford, Matt Miller here with you. John Alderton, Our TV10 cameraman, Colin McLaughlin, back at the studio. This is the post-game show presented by Palace Lounge. They're on Edward Miller Boulevard. See a full list of daily specials and a menu at the Palace Lounge Facebook page. Matt, a great basketball game. Washington led majority of this game, 13-12 after the first quarter. Then they outscored Spring Mills 11-7 to go into the halftime break, up 24-19, 12 apiece in quarter number 3. It was still a 5-point lead for Washington at 36-31 as we went into the fourth and what we thought would be final quarter of basketball. And the Cardinals outscoring Washington 17-12 in that final quarter, forcing overtime, tied at 48. Scoreless through the first overtime as it was a battle of who was going to put up the last shot. Just one shot put up in that overtime period. So let's play another. And it was a 7-3 scoring edge for Washington in the second overtime, 55-51, our final.
Matt, we weren't tied in this game until 41-41 with 3:06 remaining. We were tied again at 43, and that is when Spring Mills took the lead at 45-43. A big three-pointer from Mark Stats, able to put Washington back up 46-45, but right back on the other end, it was Christian Balduke with a bucket, 47-46, Spring Mills in the lead. They got a free throw to make it 48-46, and then the final shot of regulation, the underhand scoop shot down the right side of the lane for Terrence Jones. He gets to the rim, lays it in, and that tied it at 48, and we would go into the extra period and then into the extra period, and down the stretch when you look at it, 3 of 6 from the line, helping Washington to be able to get the win as they hit just 2 shots from the floor in that second overtime period.
We will take a look at some stats on the backside of this next 2-minute commercial break. Again, your final here from Spring Mills High School, Washington 55, Spring Mills 51. We're back in 2 minutes.
Looking to buy a home in the Eastern Panhandle? Having trouble getting your house sold? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. A Martinsburg High School graduate, Chris knows the local market, and he's proven it as the #1 real estate team in West Virginia in 2019. Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. Phone 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. Let's celebrate your real estate milestone together. The Art McBee Insurance Agency is proud to be a sponsor of EPAC Basketball. We're an independent insurance agency representing many top insurance companies. We offer home, auto, business, life, and health policies. Call us at 304-263-6906 or stop in at 824 North Queen Street in Martinsburg for a no-obligation quotation. Offices in Martinsburg and Berkeley Springs. The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg offers hand-cut, locally sourced steaks, fresh seafood, and sandwiches with great daily specials like 75-cent wings all day Monday, prime rib on Tuesday, New York strip on Wednesday, and chef specials every Friday and Saturday. Ask for the lunch punch card and have lunch on the Palace Lounge on Edwin Miller Boulevard. And don't forget the Big Apple Lounge on Sater Drive in Inwood. Carpet World is more than just carpet. Carpet World specializes in a complete selection of hardwood floors by respected names like Armstrong, Bruce, Shaw, and Mohawk, and tile by Dowell Tile, American Oleum, and Mannington for all rooms in your home. And Carpet World can update your bathroom shower with very attractive ceramic tile walls and floor. Financing with up to 12 months deferred interest is available, along with experienced quality installation at Carpet World, 2330 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. CarpetWorldofMartinsburg.com.
55-51, Washington winning in double overtime over Spring Mills. The Patriots improved to 3-1 on the season. They've won 3 in a row after falling in their season opener to Morgantown, while for Spring Mills still looking for their first win of the season, and another tight one for them. Matt, we talked about it coming in, 0-2, but their loss has been by a total of 6 points. How about 3 losses now by a total of 10 points? So they're right in these ball games, just can't find a way to get over the hump. But I'm sure at some point this season they're going to find the will at the end of the game and to just get some some lucky bounces to go their way. This is a good basketball team from what we saw here today, and we'll go through some of these stats and prove that.
Yeah, and it's a learning experience each time out for a young basketball team. And, I mean, you look at it, and Jacob Gill-Wilson off the bench is their leading scorer. He's a junior. You got Christian Balduke, who's their second leading scorer as a sophomore. They've got young guys up and down this lineup who are gaining experience, and it's never easy to do it this way, where, unfortunately, you take some lumps, you end up dropping a game here or there, and they've dropped 3 very tough ones. But this is a team that will be winning some games by the time this season ends.
Let's take a look at some stats, starting with Spring Mills leading the way and leading all scorers. Jacob Gill-Wilson off the bench with 22 points. Matt, what a performance by him.
Well, and especially when you consider he was 13 for 16 from the line. He hit 4 shots from the floor. He was outstanding, and Washington finally did a pretty good job of being able to corral him in the 2 overtime sessions, although the first overtime was really a lot of both teams just trying to hold for maybe that one shot or at least keep the possessions down. But certainly he stepped up big in this one.
Christian Balduke finished with 14 points. That would be the double-figure scores for Spring Mills. 5 points for Malachi Baker, 4 points for Quincy Ray, a 3 apiece for Keon Padmore Johnson and for Austin Davis. Let's go over to the Washington Patriots. Leading them in scoring, 2 players with 16 points. Mark Statz finished with 16 and knocked down a couple of big threes in the ball game, 1 in each half. The only Patriot to knock down a 3 in the game. And Terrence Jones finishes with 16, including the big bucket to tie it as the horn sounded in regulation. 9 points for Ronald Jackson, 7 points for Bryson Fleming, 4 Jalen Pooler finished with, 2 points for Christian Longerbeam, and 1 free throw for Mark Farrow, as he went 1 for 2 in the first quarter, giving him his only point of the contest. Matt, some team numbers.
Wow, wait till you hear these. These are the free throw numbers. Are you ready? 18 foul shots for the Patriots. They knocked down 13 at a 72% for Spring Mills. 20 free throws and 16 came for Gill-Wilson. They did hit 14 of those, or 70%. 6 3-pointers in this ballgame for Spring Mills. Just 2 from beyond the arc for the Patriots. Washington commits 22 fouls. The Cardinals, 17 fouls. Of course, that is what leads to 38 free throws between the 2 teams combined. I had Spring Mills with a plus 11 rebounding edge, 31-20, and yet unable to get some buckets when they needed them down the stretch. I also have 15 turnovers for the Cardinals, 10 turnovers for the Washington Patriots. Those are some team numbers.
All right, back with the final segment of our Palace Lounge postgame show. When we come back, we'll set up what our broadcast schedule looks like, as we now have a new game next on our broadcast schedule and what it looks like for these 2 teams coming up over the next couple. Their schedules adjusting at least for one team due to the new rule we talked about at halftime. One more break to take, and we're back to wrap up our broadcast. Again, the final 55-51 Washington winning in double overtime. We're back in 2 minutes.
Ollie's VIP Northside is the best local spot to catch all of your favorite high school, college, and pro sports, or to hang out with friends. Ollie's has a great beer and cocktail menu, along with a food menu that will blow you away. Ollie's offers multiple TVs to watch the game of your choice from anywhere at the bar or their outdoor patio with cornhole and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP Northside. We'll see you for the game.
Remember that last trip to the auto mechanic?
I also think your solenoid gasket is bad.
What?
Yep, that'll be another $500.
Forget that and go to D&N Auto Specialist at 230 Tavern Road, Martinsburg, where honesty is their best policy. Serving the Eastern Panhandle since 1974, D&N Auto is family-owned and operated, specializing in exhaust alignments and tires. From general maintenance to major overhauls, they'll treat you right. Call D&N Auto Specialist at 304-267-4078. The Art McBee Insurance Agency is proud to be a sponsor of EPAC Basketball. We're an independent insurance agency representing many top insurance companies. We offer home, auto, business, life, and health policies. Call us at 304-263-6906 or stop in at 824 North Queen Street in Martinsburg for a no-obligation quotation. Offices in Martinsburg and Berkeley Springs. This is Matt Miller, along with my wife, Dale.
As homeowners, we've been through the mortgage process several times, and each time we went to Mark and Cheryl Savitt at the Mortgage Center.
They treat you like family with personal one-on-one service, walking with you through the process from application to settlement.
Plus, low interest rates and closing costs.
The Mortgage Center is on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Phone 304-267-9040.
Or online at mortgagefinancing.com. NMLS number 237527, equal housing lender.
Show. They're located on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg. Visit their Facebook page for a list of daily specials and the full menu. 55-51 Washington winning in double overtime over Spring Mills. Outscored the Cardinals 7-3, did the Patriots in the second overtime after going scoreless at 48 in the first overtime period. Let's set up what is next for both of these two teams. Well, for Washington, their next game was supposed to be on the 16th against Millbrook. As we heard earlier, those games no longer happening between West Virginia and Virginia due to the Virginia winter season already happening, basically making everybody playing right now in Frederick County a travel team or a club team, the SSAC. Not a big fan of that, so no longer will the teams in the EPAC play teams from Frederick County. So I would imagine that unless they can find another game, that the next game for them will be the following night from when that was supposed to be, on the 17th, where the Patriots will be at Musselman. And then the 19th, they will be at home in the rematch of this one against Spring Mills. For the Spring Mills Cardinals, their next three look like this. The 17th, the game will have, they'll be at the Martinsburg Fieldhouse taking on the Bulldogs. Then the 19th, we just mentioned, they are at Washington down in Charlestown. And then on the 20th, they take on Frankfort. Our next broadcast looks like this. It was supposed to be tomorrow, as it was Millbrook taking on Martinsburg. Again, as we just said, those no longer happening. So our next broadcast is now Monday, and it's Hampshire at Hedgesville, and that's even a remake of what our normal schedule looked like, because that was supposed to be Sherando taking on Musselman at Klein Court. So the next TV10 broadcast, Hampshire at Hedgesville, 7:30 tip from everything we understand over at the Gilbert P. Miller Center. That means our pregame will go on right about 7 o'clock.
By the way, there was one final matchup between those Frederick County, Virginia schools and our Eastern Panhandle schools, as Musselman and Sherando were playing tonight in both boys and girls basketball. By the time the word came from the SSAC, those games were already about to happen, and so they continued with those games tonight, and Musselman on the boys' side beat Sherando 56-50. I've not gotten any score from that girls' side, and those games that have been played through tonight will count. Everything's a go, but it just means tomorrow and into the early part of next week, all of those other matchups will not happen.
There it is. Final word on our Palace Lounge post-game show. A big thanks to all the folks here at the Cardinal Coliseum, Athletic Director Dan Comer, and both head coaches Trent Hilliard and Luke Samples for some pregame interviews, stats, and rosters. Colin McLaughlin's been our studio engineer. For John Alderton, our TV10 cameraman, and Matt Miller, I am Matt Crawford, reminding you the final in this one, 55-51 in double overtime. Washington wins to improve to 3-1. Spring Mills falls to 0-3. This has been West Virginia High School basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. We now send you on the radio side to the Pac-12 semifinals.
You've been listening to West Virginia High School basketball. Today's game has been brought to you by
Smallwood and Small Insurance, 121 Administrative Drive, Martinsburg. Cider Press Restaurant, just off Exit 5 Inwood. Trips Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring, 6342 Winchester Avenue, Inwood. Chris Ross with Milestone Realty, 105 Tavern Road, Martinsburg. The Mortgage Center, 115 Aiken Center, Martinsburg. Dynamark Atlantic Security, your local alarm professional. Holly's VIP North Side at 36 Veronica Drive, Martinsburg. Art McBee Insurance, Martinsburg and Berkeley Springs. And D&N Auto Specialist off Tavern Road, Martinsburg.
For the continued excitement of high school, college, and NBA basketball, keep it tuned to Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. All rights reserved.